Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. Welcome, S&D family. Give you guys a minute to get up in here with this short 5-minute notice. Let everybody get a chance to get up in here. Welcome, everybody. Excuse me. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is LJ Young, and I am a conscious, debt-free, 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. The debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in credit and debt and believe in financing everything under the sun, everything that goes down in value. What I do here is give you a 100% different total perspective on everything, and everything I tell you about, I can back up with mathematics, everything. So everything I say to you is true, okay? And when I say is true, I'm saying the math will always come out right. What's up, Mike? Welcome. Bonjour. Bonjour. Welcome. Everybody a chance to get up in here. While we're waiting, I'll throw this up here. Here's my Cash App. Thank you, everybody, for the donations. Much appreciated. That's my Cash App. Please continue to leave notes in there of what I've done to help change your life forever. It's that kind of stuff is amazing to me. Okay. There's my PayPal for donations. All right. Same thing. Keep leaving those notes in there saying I helped you do XYZ, or you was about to do something and you saw my video and you didn't do it, man. That kind of stuff just like keeps me going. Much appreciated. If you can share, just share this to them. Just say, hey, Google this savings minus debt, and you will find this person. You don't even have to tell them my name. Just say, hey, Google this. And don't forget to hit that like button. And I have t-shirts. I have my t-shirts at SavingsMinusDebt.com under products. Go check them out. And what the t-shirts say, just on the front, Google hashtag savings minus debt. And on the back, on these particular t-shirts, on the back of them, it says equals the money you have in real life. All right. And the reason why, and this is my first version of shirts. Okay. Everything is new to me, what I'm doing here. So what I've thought up in my head is like, for example, when I wear the shirt to the gym, I could see that look on people's face. Like, what does that mean? Google hashtag savings minus debt. And then they look on the back and say equals your money in real life. It forces them to go look. Forces them to go see my videos. So that's why I love wearing the shirt around, especially in the gym. I don't know, because I be doing some crazy stuff in the gym. That alone already makes people look at me, and then they see the shirt I got on me, like, what does that mean? And then it just forces people to pull up their phones. You know what I'm saying? So this is good. So thank you for those of you that already have purchased my shirts. I much appreciate it. And I'm actually going to meet a subscriber today. We're going to meet up for coffee. He's going to buy one of the shirts. And he's bringing, I think he's bringing his younger cousin or friend or somebody. So to talk, he's fresh out of college, not the person I'm going to meet, but the other person he's bringing. He's fresh out of college, and he wanted me to talk to him personally. So that's cool. I like that. So welcome, everybody. Get on in here. All right. I saw this title as I'm browsing through the internet and stuff like that, right? And it says Bernie Sanders plans to forgive student loans. Okay. Now, Savings Minus Debt is a place where you can come that you're going to get the truth. All right. And the truth is, and what I mean by the truth is like, once you get out of debt and you get outside the debt matrix, you can see how things really run. You can see how things really go. And so let me explain this to you. Okay. Slavery is not dead. They just can't physically enchain you. I mean, put chains on you anymore. They can't physically do anything like that. So the system has come up with a different way to enslave people of their own accord, make them enslaved, cause them to enslave themselves and pay for it. And pay to be a slave, right? So what I mean by that is student loan debt. Student loan debt is you can't bankrupt student loan. You can't get rid of it at all. The only way you can get rid of student loan debt is you must work hard and pay it off. That's the only way. Now, as a debt-free person, as a person that no longer lives in the debt matrix, this is clear. This is clear that if you get student loan debt, and even if you pay it up, if you use the money for school, or if you decide you don't even want to use it for school, you buy tires and rims, loan some to your friends, take some of that money, invest it into the stock market, or you're a slave. Okay, as long as you have that student loan debt. Hey, what's up, Nicer? Thanks for that video with those two dudes. Those guys understood what they know. Okay, what's up, Quentin? Greetings. You are a slave. All right, so Bernie Sanders, it's like this. I'm gonna just straight up. They're never, ever, 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 ever. Nobody in the country is ever gonna ever forgive student loans. That's not gonna happen. Don't cross your fingers hoping that if you vote for this person, they're gonna forgive student loans. Bernie Sanders, whoever's talking about it, I don't even really pay attention to politics at all. I don't follow anything. I don't care about this impeachment of the president. I don't follow any of that. I don't even watch the news. I only happen to catch what maybe come across my timeline on Facebook or something. But when I see that, I just make sure I say, hide this ad. I don't want to see that, right? So that's never going to happen. They're never going to release that many of their slaves. So if you're a person right now that is going to vote for anybody that's planning on getting rid of student loan debt, that's what they're doing. They're playing on your heartstrings because you are probably so deep in student loan debt, don't believe that you'll ever pay it off. You're going to go with this person and say, let me vote for him and cross my fingers and hope they get rid of my student. That's not going to happen. That's 45 million slaves. You think they're just going to free 45 million slaves? No, they're not. That's not going to happen. If this is you, I'm telling you right now, the only way you're going to pay off that student loan debt is with your own money and hard work. That's it. That's the only way you're going to get rid of it. There is no other way. Stop looking. Okay. That's why there's so many people out here selling you plans on how to get rid of student loan debt, because there's no other plan. The only plan is you must work hard and pay it off. That's the only plan. If you're in some kind of student loan forgiveness program, you're in what is called slave camps. Those are slave camps where they tell you where you're going to work, how much you're going to work for, and how long you're going to work there. Doesn't that sound like slavery? Sounds like slavery to me. They're putting a cap on your income. So let me give you an example of what you're really saying. If you enter yourself, if you personally sign up for a student loan forgiveness program, what you're saying to yourself is, hey, student loan forgiveness program, I don't believe in myself enough that over 10 to 25 years of my life that I can pay off this X amount in student loan debt. So I agree to your conditions. I sign up and I accept of being a slave for this many years. And I understand that you're not promising me anything. You're not even promising, if I follow all the rules, that you're going to forgive the student loan debt at the end. They even did that. I did a video the other day. 99% of people got turned down, but people signed right back up. Ain't that crazy? Just totally crazy to me. That's slavery. They're never going to release any of the slaves. We need those slaves. Nicer says, yes, LJ, I was watching, and as I was hearing their debt-free perspective, I was like, LJ needs to hear this. Thank you, Nicer. Those young men, they knew exactly. As soon as I heard them talking, I was like, oh yeah, they speak debt-free for sure, without a doubt. They know, they understand. Everything they're saying is true. That song I like that song. That song called Slave. Oh, that was nice. That was nice. That was a nice song. I like that. It sounded like somebody just recently wrote it. I don't think it's somebody popular or anything. But anyway, let's get back to this. Bernie Sanders is trying to get votes. And again, I'm not saying anything negative about Bernie Sanders. I don't know who he is. I know he's running for president, but I mean, I know who Bernie Sanders is, but I don't follow politicians like that. It's sort of like the same way when I see people flip out on sports. I don't follow sports players. I don't follow sports like that. It's really no reason for me to follow sports like that. It doesn't mean anything. I mean, it's entertainment. Don't get me wrong. If you look at sports as strictly entertainment, okay, cool. But when people start fighting over their teams, and I mean, you can hear people in their voices that like they really believe this team is theirs. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, I want to go, that's a business, right? That you don't own anything. No, that's not your team. That's not really your team. That's why you're buying the stuff for that team. If it was your team, you would get it for free, right? Yeah. So it's a business, but whatever. Lord Vale says, how can I send you suggestion video? Just send me an email, man. Just here, let me, do you have my email? Just make sure you have it. Here's my email, Lord Vale, and then you can send me video suggestions, anything, and then I'll take a look at it. And then I will go through it, see if it's good for a topic, okay? But I try to pick topics that everybody can relate to. And student loan debt is a major one. That's the majority of people got student loan debt. That's 44 million people. That's $1.6 trillion in student loan debt. So if a political candidate gets you to vote for them because you're in hopes of that they're going to get rid of student loan debt, they're not. Only you can get yourself out of student loan debt. Okay. And I posted a email that I got from a subscriber, or a client, excuse me, not even subscriber, a client. He sent me the payoff letter of his student loan debt. Man, that was amazing feeling. And it wasn't even my student loan debt. I was happy for him. You know why? Because I know what it feels like to pay off your student loan debt and get that letter of that it's paid off. Oh man, you guys if you're in student loan debt, you have no idea how wonderful that feels. It's an amazing feeling. Okay. There's my email, Lord Vale. You can send me your suggestions there, or you can just post it under a comment. Nicer posted, this wasn't a suggested video, but she just wanted me to go check these people out and check these young dudes out. And they were good. They know what they're talking about. Yes, they do. And I wish I knew what I knew today at their age. I would have killed the game a long time ago. All right. Killed the game, killed it. Especially the money I was making as a computer engineer. Oh, I would have did that totally different. I would have lived off of, if I was financially free, making the money I was making back then, I could live off less than half. So I was making, my last job, I was making $160,000. I could live off easily. Like right now, I estimate my money. I'm living about $35,000 a year. I'm not even trying. I'm not budgeting. I'm not penny pinching. I'm not doing it. When you don't have any debt, life is really not that expensive. So at $160 a year, I could live off about 35, 40. And that's with maxing out every single pre-tax option like 401k, HSA, because I look for all pre-tax options, because once you get out of debt, you start looking at money collectively and not individually. So let me give you guys an insight of how I look at money now. Before, when I was in debt, I was looking at it individually. So, and you got to listen to people when they say this. They always go like this. This is people in student loan debt. They don't know. They say the same things over and over again. I mean, not over and over, but just like everybody else in student loan debt, they'll say, yeah, I got student loan debt, but it's not that much compared to everybody else. It's like, why are you comparing yourself to everybody else? Why are you doing that? That's what I want to say, but I don't say anything like that, right? They say, hey, yeah, I got a little bit of student loan debt, or it's really not that much, or it's not as much as this person over here, or it's over there. It's not as much as the money. Why are you saying that? You're in student loan debt. You're a slave. I don't care how much money you got. That's what I want to say. I don't say that, but I want to say, if it's so little, then pay it off. If it's so little, pay it off. You're the one downplaying it, but why don't you just pay it off? Because they don't believe they can pay it off, or they got something. The majority of people got other plans on their mind instead of paying off that student loan debt. I've had a friend that I was trying to consult with on getting out of debt. And I said, hey, man, how long you had that student loan? Now, he's the same age as me. He's had that student loan for like 20, 30 years. I'm like, hey, why don't you pay that off? Oh, man, F that student loan. I don't feel like paying that student loan off. I got to, my kids this, I got to put my kids through college. I got to this and that. I'm like, I have no idea why you're getting mad. Why are you getting mad? I don't get it. Regardless of how many kids you have, what school they got to go to, what college, your student loan is going to be there. Pay it off. Hyphy says, I was just listening to the first video from yesterday, then got the notification. Let's go. Hey, man, hey, Hyphy, you ready? Hey, if you guys been this is kind of off subject, but you guys been following Fresh Prince CEO, go check out his channel, man. He is taking his channel to, he's adding a little flavor to it, and you can see it taking off. You know, that's all you got to do. You just got to find something that works. It's not necessarily copying anybody. You just see what works, and then you add your own flavor to it. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's the only thing I did. I took debt. I took a very, and this is just me, okay? I'm not saying copy me, but I've always been like this all my life. I like to do things that the majority of people are not doing. I like to do things that the majority of people can't, that makes it very difficult to mimic, to copy. This is what I like doing. I like doing things that are the most difficult, that people don't want to touch with a 10-foot pole. People don't like talking about finances. People don't like talking about student loan debt. People in debt, they want somebody to save them, like Bernie Sanders. They want, hey, I'm gonna vote for him. He's gonna save me out of this student loan debt. And they believe if that actually happened, that people in debt believe that if somebody comes along and pays their student loan debt off, they'll be somehow free or something. When they're missing the whole total subject, they're saying to themselves, so say like somebody had $50,000 in student loan debt, and they sign up for a student loan forgiveness program, right? Student loan forgiveness programs are like between 10 to 25 years. You mean to tell me what a person like that is saying, that signs up for a student loan, they're saying to themselves, I don't believe I'm going to make $50,000 over 10 years of my life. That's what they're saying. So since I don't believe in myself, I believe in you, Bernie Sanders. I believe you're going to save me. You believe another person outside of yourself is thinking about you more than yourself. That's not true. That's not true. Nobody cares more about you than you. Not even your own family. You must care about you. Once you get out of, let's put it this way. Once you pay yourself to pay your own way out of student loan debt, you're not going to care about politicians talking about student loan debt. You're not even going to care about the student loan crisis because it has nothing to do with you. They're not going to free you. I promise you, they're not going to free you. They're not. You're a slave. Good morning, Cosmic Wisdom. Welcome. Chilling with my first cup of coffee. Welcome. Welcome. Hyphy says, according to the 1099 I received yesterday, allegedly I only made $30K last year. Is it possible to live in LA and go out of the country 3 times a year on $30K? Oh, wait, I forgot I was debt free. Exactly. See what I'm saying? Now, even with Hyphy telling you this, right? The majority of people in debt will still believe that Hyphy is lying. There's no way you can live in LA on $30,000. There's no way. Even though he's saying it, Hyphy's got to be lying. That's not true. You know why? You probably, if you're saying this, as you read what Hyphy just wrote, if you're saying this to yourself, this is what I want you to say. This is what I also want you to say to yourself. Add up all your savings. Add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money that you're living on per year. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you're living on per year. Yes, including your student loans. Yes, including your mortgage. Yes, including collection. Yes, including tickets. Yes, including behind on child support. All of it counts. Every single penny counts. That's how much you're living on per year. Now, if that's a large negative number, I want you to ask yourself, how in the hell am I living on negative dollars? Exactly. Borrowed. You're borrowing money every single year. If you're in debt, You're borrowing money from the bank every single year. I don't care, be it credit cards, bank loans, consolidation loans, whatever. Doesn't matter. You will never understand what Hyphy just writing right here. You will never understand that because you're in debt, especially if you have student loan debt, especially if your student loans are older than your children. I want you to, when you guys hear me speak about student loan debt, you are a slave. Slavery's not dead. They're just using invisible chains. They're using invisible chains now that you pay for. You're paying for the invisible chains around your wrists and your ankles. You are, and these chains are amazing. Check it out. These chains are amazing. They're invisible. They stretch around the globe. Okay, they follow you everywhere. It doesn't matter what country you go to. Say like you get a pass. You're in student loan debt, and you get a passport, and you go to vacation on Paris. Guess what? You're a slave on vacation in Paris. Yes, the chains they go through metal detectors. Invisible chains are not detectable by metal detectors because they're not made of metal. They're invisible. Yes, they go right on the plane with you. Even when they close the plane doors, those chains are still attached to you. When you land in Paris, land on your vacation spot, and you're laying on the beach, you're just a slave laying on the beach in your chains. They follow you. No better than that, Cosmic Wisdom. They pay for those chains. They're paying for them. So when you get that nice wrist watch or that new gold, whatever, you got to slide your chain back to put that on your wrist. Don't worry, those chains are not going to scratch up your new watch. It won't. It doesn't work like that. Those chains won't mess up your new shoes because they're invisible. But believe me, they're there. And you're paying for them every single year. It doesn't make sense. Like when you hear people talk about, oh man, college is expensive. College is expensive. It's going through the roof. Books are this and that. It's like, it counts on who's telling you that information. Who is telling you that college is expensive? Who's telling it? Is it your friend? Is it your friend that's been paying on their went to college for 4 years, but paying on their college loan for 20 years? Oh yeah, that's expensive. Yeah. The next time somebody comes up to you and says, oh man, this college is expensive, I want you to turn to them and ask them, how long have you had your college loans? How long have you been paying on college loans, college student loan debt? And if they say 20 years, oh, my college, oh man, I've been doing it. My college loans are older than my children. Of course, college is expensive for them. They've been paying on it for the last 20 years. Hyphy says the whips and the chains are just more shiny these days. So shiny. So shiny, people ask for them and offer to pay for them. Yep, they sign up for them too. Especially the people that believe when they sign up for student loan debt, they know they're not going to school. They're going to sign up, get the money, and quit. You see what I'm saying? And they think they're doing something. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're signing up for slavery. Only slaves believe they will get something for nothing. Only people that sign up, when you hear people say, hey man, and people make videos on this, okay? You guys can check this out. Just Google it. People make videos on borrowing student loan debt and investing. Right there should tell you they haven't invested in themselves first because they're disrespecting their own money right now. So why would you take advice from them? They're not steering you right. They're going to bury you. Anybody that gives you advice like that, I always tell you this, ask to see their personal credit report first. Now, I know it's easy for me to say this, but if you're in debt, you don't even know what you're looking for, even if they did show you. You don't even know what you're looking for. People in debt, they like to compare credit scores together. Oh, man, my credit score is this. My credit score is that. Who cares what your credit score is? It doesn't matter. If you have student loan debt, you're a slave. And I don't care if you had an 850 credit score. But if you have say like you had a credit score that's in the 800s And then I see your credit report, and you've been paying on your student loans for the last 20 years. Who cares what your credit score is? 800? Okay. You're just a slave with an 800 credit score. You're a slave. Slavery is alive and well. And listen, people, it doesn't matter your race, color, where you live, what part of the country you live in. You think student loan debt is the colorblind slave master. You think it cares man, woman, black, white, Chinese, Jewish? It doesn't care, because all it sees is green. I keep telling people this. So you think somebody like Bernie Sanders is going to come along and wipe away 1.6 trillion with a T, trillion dollars worth of student loan debt? No, he's not. No, he's not. Anybody, if that ever happens, let me tell you this. If that, for the minute chance that would ever happen, I guarantee you, anybody in this room, no matter your age, will all be long dead before that happens. Long dead. Everybody, long dead. That's never going to happen. Stop believing that. If you believe that some kind of political candidate is going to wipe out student loan debt, it's because you are in student loan debt. That's why you believe it. When they talk about just think about it logically, okay? When they talk about wiping away, forgiving student loan debt, and you're paying attention to that, because they're talking to you, the people whom are in student loan debt. They're not talking to me. I don't even listen to them. Why would I listen to Bernie Sanders talking about eliminating student loan debt? Why would I? I don't have any, so it has nothing to. I don't care. Okay, cool. You're not. I know you're not, because the slave masters are not going to allow it. Ivy says, yesterday a professional orthodontist called into Ramsey's show. He had 1 million in student loans. Ain't that crazy? 1 million. I think I watched that one, Ivy. I think I watched it. $1 million. Now let me explain that to you. Somebody that has, and this person is an extreme example, but he's not the only one. I've seen a few videos on Dave Ramsey that had $1 million, people with $1 million in student loan debt. That is people. I don't know. That is people. That is people that have taken student loan debt and frivolously spent that money on anything they wish, because it doesn't make any sense. Have you guys ever come across a person that's making like $40,000 and they have about $200,000 and $250,000 in student loan debt? Because you can tell, I can tell right away that person probably quit, took the money, spent it on something else, probably took a bunch of it, tried to invest, that thought this investment, believed somebody else in debt, took that money, invested in some kind of something that's going to return some money to pay off the student loan debt. No, it's not. No, this is why they sell you. What does that meme I wrote? There is no quick way out of debt. There are no quick ways out of debt. That's why they sell you quick ways out of debt, because it doesn't exist. There is no other way of getting out of student loan debt. You must pay it off with money and hard work that you earn. That's it. What's up, Arcart? Welcome. If everyone was relieved of student loan debt, the economy would collapse. You are exactly right, Arcart. You are exactly right. The whole economy would collapse. Sure is. Sure would. Okay, listen, SMD family, you guys know, but if you're new to my channel, I'm going to tell you something. Our whole economy runs on debt. There's two economies. One you can see, one you can't see. The only reason, and when I say you can't see, I'm not calling it a secret. I'm not calling it that you got to be some special club. No, if you've been in debt all your life, it's mathematically impossible for you to see the other one. That's all I'm saying. If you're in debt. So for example, if you add up all your savings, add up all your debt, and if you're in the negative, that is how much you're worth. That is how much money you have to pay for your life right now. That's how much money you have to pay for your car note, your credit cards, your student loans. That's how, and if you're in a negative, you got to think to yourself, how am I able to pay for all the, how am I able to make all these payments when my money is in the negative, when my net worth is negative? Exactly. You figure that answer out, you'll be free. Come see me. I'll help you figure that answer out. I'll give you the plan. It's totally up to you to use it. I can create it. You'll see it and you'll say, oh crap, I'm in a negative. How am I in a negative? Yeah, you're in a negative because of this. You follow this plan and you'll be out. But if you're cool with living in a negative, you're a slave. Especially if you have student loan debt. You are a walking slave with invisible chains that you pay for to be on yourself. And if you're hanging around people that agree with you that, hey, we're going to all vote for Bernie Sanders because he's going to free us, you're all slaves. If you believe in that, they're only talking to you. If you get all wrapped up in the student loan debt crisis, they're only talking to you. When you hear people say, hey, everybody has student loans. No, that's not true. They're only talking to everybody like you. They're not talking to me. People like me, people like Hyphy, people like Cosmic Wisdom. They're not talking to us. They're not, I promise you. Yeah, we hear it every now and then because it's talked about so much, but it ain't got nothing to do with me. Whatever. Nicer says, LJ serving up food for thought. Just grab a knife and fork and dig in. Exactly. Yeah. Dark Man says, the minute I hear Bernie Sanders holler about wiping out student loan debt, but shrug off reparations, I pay no attention. Nah. Same thing, Dark Man, reparations, student loan debt. It's all the same. It's all the same. It doesn't, I want people to understand. So like, people don't understand that debt is a mentality. It's nothing to do with getting reparations and all this stuff. Everybody wants to grab on something. Pay your student loan debt off. Stop worrying about everybody else. Stop doing that. Stop worrying about because it doesn't. You can give a broke person, a person in debt, say for example, a person has $50,000 in student loan debt. I always like to use this nice round number so you guys can understand how this works. You could actually give a person in debt $50,000, say, hey man, take this money and go pay off your student loan debt. 9 out of 10 of them will never do that. They'll say, oh man, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to invest in XYZ. And then that's going to pay off the student loan debt. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. I had somebody send me something over Instagram about this video of this dude investing. I mean, people, let me tell you guys something. People, this is a little bit off the student loans debt project, but I want you guys to understand, if you're in debt and you've been in debt all your life, they are doing you so wrong because you're a slave, and the best kind of slave to have is a slave that don't know they're a slave. That's the best kind of slave to have. And if you're a debt slave, you have no idea how bad they are mistreating you. They're doing you guys so dirty. I'm telling you, people in debt, people in student loan debt, you guys are getting done so dirty. Slaves are just, you see the movies just now, when you watch movies about slavery, you guys get to physically see it, right? It's the same way, but now it's just psychologically. They're doing you guys so dirty. They're just whipping you over the head with interest and payments. They're just whipping you over the head with taxes. Once you get out of debt, you can clearly see the purpose of taxes. You're like, oh crap, I didn't see that. Oh, that's the purpose of taxes. Yeah, that's the purpose. But when you don't understand, they're just whipping you. They do it right in your face. What's up, Cheers Players? You see that last video I made with 99% of student loan forgiveness people didn't get approved? 99%. They just do it right in slave's face. Just spit in your face. Yeah, I know. This is how it goes, okay? This is how it literally goes for people in student loan debt. When they said 99% of people didn't get approved or it got declined of student loan debt, they spit right in your face. Yeah, slave. I know you followed all the rules for the last 10 years, slaves, but hey, whatever. I don't care. I'm not doing it. And you can't do anything about it. You know what the slaves do? They sign up again. They sign right back up for the same program that just denied 99% of them. If that's not right in your face, I don't know what is. What else is in your? It's right in your face. They're doing it right in your face, and slaves, they just keep doing it. There's walking slaves walking everywhere. And then when you see hyphy say, hey, man, I'm in LA living off of $35,000 and I travel. Yeah, it's true. It's true. You know why? He's not a slave. If you don't have any debt, you're free. You're free to do all this stuff. You're free to do it. But if you're a slave, you're at work. You got bills to pay. You got student loan debt to pay. Until I got out of debt, until I paid my student loan debt off, I didn't know I was a slave. I thought I was a six-figure earning slave. I've been making six figures for years, but I kept my student loans for 10 years. My student loans for 10 years, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. So don't get caught up on a person's salary. Doesn't matter. People that make low salaries and they're in student loan debt, those people with those high salaries, doctors, lawyers, accountants, all that stuff, they are in the most student loan debt. Do not be fooled by their job title. Do not be fooled by their salary. They are high paid slaves. They have to be there. There was this one guy, check it out. There was this one guy when I lived in Seattle. He was a pharmacist, young dude, early 20s, early to mid 20s, right? Every time I would go to the store, he worked at this store called Safeway. Safeway is a grocery store, and this Safeway in Seattle, and Safeway has a pharmacy in it, right? Every time I would go to the store and walk past the pharmacy, he was there. Now I know him because I saw him in the gym. There was a gym right across the street, 24-hour fitness. And I'd walk by there and I'd be like, man, you live here, man. Yeah, man. I said, you got a bed back there? Oh man, we joke about it, but he was there all the time. And you know what I said to him as soon as I went to pay for my prescription, and I go, you're only here. I bet you. I said, you got a lot of student loan debt. He was like, yeah, man, it's over. I said, over six figures. He was like, yeah. I said, I can help you get out of there. Oh man, they just don't want to hear it. It's crazy. I said to him, I said, I can free you. I can help free you. Oh man, that's for, no, I don't know. Tell me what. Say it. Never heard from him. I even gave him my number. Hey man, go to my website, watch my videos. You think I heard from him? Nope. Because they believe that everybody's in debt. Those are slaves. He's a slave pharmacist. Hey, the government says, hey, you want to sell our drugs? Yeah, you got to be a slave. Darkman says, not vouching for reparations for one way or another, but I feel as if he's trying to manipulate people. He is. He's on, but I know you're not, Darkman. I'm just, when I respond to that, I don't want you to think I'm talking straight to you. But what I'm saying is this. People in debt don't realize they're talking to them. When I hear candidates talk about they're going to get rid of some debt, or they're going to wipe away something, or they're going to change something, they're only talking to people in debt. They're not talking to us. They're not talking to Cosmic Wisdom. They're not talking to Hyphy. They're not talking to people like us. They're not. Honestly, you guys, when they talk about stuff, I don't even hear them. I don't even hear them. Then again, I don't watch the news anyway. I don't follow politicians. I don't follow the impeachment. I don't really, because that has that very little impact on my life. It doesn't. I don't care. There is not this single person, the president, that dictates how I live my life. He's just a person that's higher in power, the hierarchy, but I control me. There's laws I got to follow. And I'm going to tell something to you. Let me say something to you guys that probably been in debt all your life. I keep reiterating this so you can understand this. There's two economies, one for people in debt and one for not people that are not in debt. This invisible economy relies on that, the visible one. It relies on it, but this economy controls that economy. See what I'm saying? There's two. Believe me, there's two. But if you're in debt, it's mathematically impossible for you to see this other one. I did not know this one existed until I got out of debt. Cosmic Wisdom says student loan debt largest in the U.S. is the U.S. government's is the U.S. government's largest asset on the books. They are not going to forgive that. No, they're not. And Cosmic Wisdom is saying it nicely. They are not going to release that many of their slaves. They got slave camps to run. How are they, if they released all their slaves, who are they going to populate in their slave camps? What are slave camps? Student loan forgiveness programs. If they forgave everybody's student loans, guess what else stops? Student loan forgiveness programs, because there'd be no purpose for them. Everybody's student loans are gone. Why would student loan forgiveness programs exist? See what I'm saying? They'll never do that. That'll never happen. Only people in debt believe that will happen. I promise you. Cosmic Wisdom says the U.S. government is not going to. The U.S. government is going to use student loan debt to offset Social Security obligations. From a business standpoint, they have no incentive to remove it from their books. And Cosmic Wisdom is just saying what's on paper, and from a business point of view. I'm just saying from the bigger point of view, you are slaves. It's no black people under a boat rowing, getting whipped on their backs, picking cotton. It's none of that. You are a slave. Doesn't matter what color you are. Doesn't matter where you live. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're short, tall, fat, skinny, gay, straight. Student loan debt doesn't care who you are, because all it sees is green. You are a slave. If you have student loan debt and you don't think you'll ever pay it off, and I'm going to try to reiterate this as close as possible. If you don't believe that you will ever be able to pay off your student loan debt, you are admitting that you are going to be a slave until you're dead. You are going to be a father, mother that's a slave. You're going to be a grandmother or a grandfather that's going to be a slave until you're dead. You're going to be paying that student loan debt with your Social Security checks. You're a slave. NC Bricks, just noticed your message, LJ. You talking about in the Discord server? Not sure what that means, Char. Cosmic Wisdom says, looking are the U.S. government books. It's the largest item. Yeah, it is. Looking at the U.S. government. It's the largest. Yes. It's obvious to me, Cosmic Wisdom. When I look at it, it's obvious to me. Those are slaves. And people don't even really get. I understand why people in debt can't see it, because debt blinds you. Think about it. If you're in student loan debt right now, right? And you've been paying on student loans longer than actually going to college, that doesn't make mathematical sense. Think about it. And if you're hanging around people that's in student loan debt also, of course you're going to believe that everybody has student loan debt. No, everybody in your circle. Everybody in your circle has student loan debt. Not everybody in the world. That is not true. If you have a finance cell phone in your hand and everybody in your circle has a finance cell phone, you're going to believe that everybody finances phones. No, everybody in your circle finances phones. Everybody in your circle finances cars. Everybody in your circle finances furniture. Everybody in your circle has student loan debt. You guys are all slaves chained together. That's why you guys have things to talk about when the student loan debt crisis comes up. You guys all, hey, yeah, man, I can't believe they did this. Yeah, because you guys are slaves. That's why you guys think that. Mez says, I don't understand why you hate mortgages. Leveraging the bank's money with a big down payment and a low interest rate to create a cash flow property is a good thing, not to mention appreciation. I'm not understanding why you think I hate mortgages. I never said that. I didn't say I hate mortgages. I didn't say that. I'm not against mortgages. Not at all. Not at all. And Maz, I appreciate you interaction. Don't get me wrong, please. Thank you. I love it when people come in. As long as you can do it respectfully, that's cool. But first of all, I don't hate mortgages. I don't. That's not true. So I didn't say that. NC Briggs says, "Oh, okay, Discord server. Yeah, no problem, man. When we talk on the Discord server, I'm not really expecting immediate messages back. Okay, I just want. That's cool." Hyphy says, I'll reveal the scam. Constantly talk about student loan debt wipeout so people can believe it and stop paying their loans. Exactly. Therefore, the interest on the, oh, gotcha. I see what you're saying, Hyphy. Wipeout so they can believe they stop paying on the loans. Therefore, the interest on the loans further compound and you still have to pay it. Yeah, that's excellent. You know what, you're right, Hyphy. If they believe that a political candidate is going to wipe out the student loan debt, they're going to stop paying on the student loan debt, believing that it's going to get wiped out. And then it's stacking. It's compounding. You're right. I wonder how many slaves do that. You think they all do that? They're probably thinking like, oh yeah, they're going to wipe it out. So I might as well just stop paying on my student loan debt. It won't matter. No, that's not true. Mez says there is such thing as good debt. Okay, Mez, I'm going to explain something to you. Okay. Debt is just debt. Debt is not good. Debt is not bad. Those are feelings. Those are when a person says, hey, that's good debt. Hey, that's bad debt. I want you guys to understand this. When you hear a person say that, they're just telling you feelings, how they feel about debt. How they feel about debt is irrelevant. Hey, okay, that's good. That's bad. Okay, according to who? Now, Mez, if somebody came up to me and said, hey, this is good debt, this is bad debt, guess what the first question I'm going to ask that person? I'm going to ask to see their entire personal credit report, all three of them. Their personal credit report will tell me why they think debt is good. Their personal credit report will tell me why they think debt is bad. Your credit report will tell me why you feel that way about debt. I don't attach feelings. This is what it sounds like when people say debt is good, debt is bad. So listen closely. Math and money are one. If math didn't exist, we wouldn't have the ability to count money. We would take stacks of money and just go, oh, hey, what do we do with this? So I don't know, right? So we both know that. The only thing that can separate math from money are feelings. That's just like me saying, hey, man, I feel great that 5 + 5 = 10. Oh, man, that's a good thing. Oh, man, 5 + 5 = 10. That's a bad thing. Oh, man, that's bad. That's how it sounds when people say things like there's good debt versus bad debt. No, it's just debt. It's nothing more than that, just debt. If you're in debt, that means you're in debt to someone or something. You owe somebody some money. That's all it is. I don't care how you look at it. You're in bed with somebody that you owe them money, period. Hyphy says at Cosmic Wisdom, we got a real estate investor guru in the chat. This is going to be interesting. LOL, I can tell by the post he has a lot of built up frustration regarding LJ's words. Hey, Hyphy, you can't say that out loud, man. You can't say that out loud. Now, this is what I want you guys to listen to, okay? And I want to point out why Hyphy is saying something like this. Now, I want you to imagine the movie The Matrix, right? The Matrix, where Neo is going really slow and ditching all those bullets really slow. They're coming and he can just see them coming and he just moves, right? When you hear people say certain things, Hyphy's right. You can hear why they're saying these things. I know exactly why Mez is saying those things. It's really obvious to hear. You can hear it. Because once you get out of debt, listen, once you out of debt, 100% debt free, you don't say things like that. You just think, oh man, why would I say 5 plus 5 is 5 plus 5 equaling 10? Oh, that's a good thing. No, it's just 10. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Oh man, that's bad. No, it's just 2. Well, why are you saying it's good or bad? That's when people call debt good and bad, that's what it sounds like to me. Well, I just want to go, why are you saying that? I don't get it. Debt is just debt. Cosmic Wisdom says, at Hyphy, why I gotta get pulled up into it. I'm still on my first cup of coffee. Let me finish my first cup. Darkman, that's what. Hey, Darkman says LJ is dodging those bullets like Neo in the Matrix. That's a Darkman. That's exactly how it feels when you get out of the debt matrix. Check it out. When people say certain things, they don't realize they are speaking debt. As soon as that certain things come out of their mouth, you already know I already know right away, because people that are not in debt don't say certain things like that. They don't say things like that. They don't justify having debt. They don't. It's just debt. Now, can debt be used as a tool on the business side? Yes, I agree with debt on the business side. Cool. But if you handle your personally, no. There's absolutely no reason for debt on the personal side. Okay. Hyphy says no one was even talking about mortgages, and he came in here expressing his displeasure of LJ's thoughts on mortgages. That's built up frustration towards LJ, and now he's lashing out publicly. You know, I mean, Hyphy, remember this, okay? This is how you got to look at it, Hyphy. Look at it this way. If that person, if Mez was debt-free, truly debt-free, he or she wouldn't say that. So you know that they don't know. So you don't really fault somebody for not knowing. You know what I'm saying? I was in the debt matrix for the first 40 years of my life. I can imagine I used to say all the same things. I can only imagine publicly. I was financing cell phones, cars, taking vacations while I was in debt. I was doing all that. I want to make sure, again, I want to make sure that as long as they come in respectfully and say their opinion, I don't want people to be nervous about speaking. Okay, as long as they do it professionally, okay, courteously. I want them to be able to ask me those type of questions so I can give them a logical answer, because my response to them is going to be a mathematical response. It's like when Mez came here and said, hey, why you hate mortgages? I don't hate mortgages. I just tell people, if you're going to get a mortgage, check it out. If you just come into my channel, there's only 2 ways to buy a house. The first one, of course, is cash. Not many people can do that. Number 2 is a mortgage, but only the best mortgage on the market in 2020. Whatever that is, look it up, Google it. Google best mortgage rate on the market, best one, top rate from the best bank in the world. It doesn't matter. In the United States, it doesn't matter. That's the only one you will accept. That's it. There's only 2 ways to buy a house: cash or the best rate mortgage on the market, the best one, the top one. You don't accept anything less. Cosmic Wisdom says, but on the student loan tip at Hyphy, people are going to get caught up not making payments and that interest stacking up. The ultimate okie dokie. Sure is. Okie doke. Man, they're going to... and okay, listen. Okay, for people with student loan debt, I'm gonna tell you another trick they do. Okay, so you guys can follow. Okay, first They get you so scared that you don't even want to look at your student loan debt. And if this is you, I want you to admit it to yourself. You don't have to tell anybody. Just, I mean, all you guys in the debt matrix is student loan debt. You think the same, but you don't realize you're thinking the same. But anyway, what they do is they get you so scared that you don't even want to look at your student loan debt, right? And your natural process. So say like your student loan debt was $300 a month, right? And you decide, oh, you know what? I'm gonna pay down that student loan debt. I make some extra money. I'm gonna pay $400 a month, right? If you get your statements in, and each statement, the due date of each statement keeps getting pushed further and further out. So say like you made an extra payment on your January student loan debt, right? And you make an extra $100. Now, instead of your next payment being due in February, say like your next payment is due in March, and it keeps getting further and further and further out. Let me tell you what they're doing. They're applying your extra payments to interest, not principal. You have to call them and tell them to apply the extra money to principal. I have no idea what, I mean, that's common sense to me. It's like, if I pay extra, you automatically know why I'm paying extra. No, I don't know how this is legal. I don't know how it's legal, but you have to call them. So if this is you, if your due date of your student loan date, if the due date of your student loan payments keep getting further and further out as you make extra payments, you have to call them, because you're throwing your money away. You're getting it pushed towards interest. And they know if you're not looking at your student loan total student loan debt, you're going to look at that date being pushed out as a cushion. They know how people in debt think. So you're probably thinking, oh, I'm not going to touch that, because just in case if I get in some financial trouble or I lose my job, my student loan payment won't be due till July. That's exactly how they want you to think. So all those extra payments that you paid ahead is gone. That money's gone forever. Char123 says, your video caught my attention. Sorry for not being clear. How is Bernie Sanders is going to forgive student loan debt, because it's not too many people that are in? Okay, let me reread this. Your video caught my attention. Sorry for not being clear. How is Bernie Sanders going to forgive student loan debts, because it's too many people? Oh, okay. It's too many people in student loan debt. True. He's not. He's not going to forgive student loan debt. He's not at all. He's not going to forgive student loan debt. He's only talking to people that don't believe they can pay off their student loan debt. Those are the only people that are going to believe that Bernie Sanders is going to forgive student loan debt. See, when you're out of student loan debt, you just know that's not going to happen. So that's not going to happen. Mez says, just to be clear on some assumptions made here, I was not lashing out. I have zero consumer debt. I own my home in DC and rent out a room still in my 20s. Again, I have zero debt besides my home. Okay, that's cool, cause Mez, excuse me, that is cool. I didn't take it as lashing out. I'm just letting you know now. I didn't take it that way. All right, I did not at all. All I'm saying is this, and I'm glad you made that clear. If you are debt-free and you have a mortgage and you're doing it right, debt is good on the business side. But put it this way, Mez, let's put it this way. Let's see, you said I have zero debt. I own my home in DC and I rent out a room still in my 20s. Again, I have zero debt besides. That's perfect. You know what? And I'm gonna ask you, Mez. Let me make sure. Just make sure if you're saying, make sure I'm clear. You're saying what you're saying. I need to ask you this: what type of mortgage do you have? What type of mortgage do you have on your home? And just like Cosmic Wisdom says to Mez, congratulations. That is awesome. That is totally awesome. Welcome, Mez. It's totally awesome. Especially with having zero consumer debt. That's awesome. I am not against mortgages, especially those of who are debt free. Hey, do your thing. Congratulations. And I mean that. Congratulations. So let me go back here. especially in your 20s too. Congratulations. Congrats. Because I sure was deep in debt. Deep in debt and deep in debt, period. Did I have student loan debt in my 20s? No, I didn't have student loan debt in my 20s. I got student loan debt in my 30s. So congratulations. Any other questions? Any other questions? And if it sounded like I was against student loan debt, I mean not student loan debt, but mortgage debt, I'm not against that. Dre says, even if student loan debt was forgiven, people would still go in debt for things that they can't afford. Yes, it doesn't matter. That's why they're, check it out. And I'm glad you brought that up, Dre. People in student loan debt believe student loan debt is the very reason why they're broke. People in debt believe taxes are the reason why they are broke. Dark Man says own a home but rent. No, he or she is talking about, by the way that what they're describing, they're probably renting a room in their home, Dark Man, to someone else. Sounds like what he or she is saying, that they own a home and they're renting a room inside of their home to someone else. NC Briggs says, if you want to go back to school after being out of the debt matrix, how would you do that? Go get a student loan. If you don't have the money, if you're out of debt, that means you're probably at zero. You probably don't have no money. But if you want to go back to school, go get a student loan. Make sure you pick a degree that's relevant in the workplace, that you know exactly what you're going to do, why you're going to do it. You take out as much money as you need, minimal, of student loan debt that you're going to pay for, no extra. Because sometimes when you get student loan debt, I know this for a fact, they send you extra that makes it seem like it's extra. No, it's not. You put it right back into the student. They give it to you. You just mail it right back to them. You make a payment right back to it. Oh, yeah, that's extra. Extra goes back into the pot. And then when you get out of school from your degree, land that good job, guess what? You continue to live like before you got that good job and pay off every single bit, every single penny of that student loan debt within a year, 2 years. You don't go finance stuff. You pay it off. That's the purpose of student loan debts. I mean, student loans. It either can be a good thing or a bad thing, but people get student loan debt and keep them for 10 or 20 years. Don't do that. You graduate, land a good job, and you continue to live like a student until every single penny of that student loan debt is paid off. You don't keep it for 10 years. Cosmic Wisdom says it's a good way to cash flow at Dark Man, especially in DC. I'm from Silver Springs, Maryland. Cosmic Wisdom, or Heike says that Cosmic Wisdom, facts regarding your student loan comment, they'll all end up paying more in the end. Dream turned into a nightmare. Sure is. If you keep them forever, you better believe it. Cosmic Wisdom is a smart move to offset housing costs. Smart, very smart move. Personally, I couldn't live with a stranger in my house. I couldn't do that. That's just me. My personal things. That's just me. I mean, hey, way to go, Mez. Hey, do your thing. Don't worry about me. You're doing it right in your 20s. You're killing it. By the time you're my age, which is 50, you should be a multi-millionaire. So congratulations. Keep doing what you're doing. Mez says the SMD fam here knows the math is just math. We know what Hyphy was getting at with his observation. That's Hyphy is an observationist. I mean, observationist. He observes the same thing I observes. Same thing. You know, and what it is, I think it was just a misunderstanding. Mez thought I was saying mortgages are bad, but I can tell by the way Mez is describing it to me, he or she is using the mortgage the right way. You know what I'm saying? There's a right way to use a mortgage. Mez says, I rent out one of the rooms, but live in the other. It's a conventional home loan, but I didn't make the 20% down payment. So I paid upfront premium of $3,000 to drop PMI. Okay, I'm gonna reread that one more time. I rent out the rooms. Okay, I got that part. It's a conventional home loan, but I didn't make the 20% down payment. So I paid an upfront premium of $3K to drop PMI. Okay, Cosmic Wisdom, can you help me make sense of that? Because that doesn't make sense to me. So okay, so that doesn't I'm not saying you're wrong or right, Mez. I just need some clarification, Cosmic Wisdom, because if you want the best mortgage on the market, 20% or more is a requirement. So Mez is saying I didn't have the 20%, so I paid 3,000 to get them to drop PMI. There's something I'm not understanding in this equation. So can you help me, Cosmic Wisdom? Maybe you know more about this. I don't really understand that. I don't understand. How can you can buy your way out of PMI when the best top rate mortgage on the market requires 20% or more down. So I'm assuming that if you can do something optional, that means it's not the best top rate conventional mortgage on the market. That's how the math comes to me. NC Briggs says this is helpful, but it will be hard to go back into debt after being debt free. Oh, that's impossible, NC Briggs. That'd be impossible. I'm never going back into debt, ever. Never. Nothing's going to make me go back in debt. Nothing. I work at McDonald's. I work at Jiffy Lube. I work at Burger King. I will never go back into debt ever. I don't care what I wouldn't care what anybody thought about me working at any place that they think below is flipping burgers. Oh, look at LJ. He's in Burger King flipping burgers. I don't care. You know what I would say? I don't care what people in debt think. If I was working through the drive-through at a Burger King and somebody rolled up and recognized me and they're rolling up in a brand new Cadillac Escalade and say, "Hey, ain't you LJ from Savings Minus Debt family?" "Yeah, that's me." "Man, what you doing working here? I thought you were debt-free." If you're making payments on this brand new car in the drive-through, I don't listen to people who are in debt, especially people who are making car payments. Why would I pay attention to them? I don't even see people making car payments. I don't listen to their advice. It doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense. Nonstop Dre says, lucky some tech companies are waking up and starting not to require degrees as long as you have the skills and certification. I noticed that, Nonstop Dre. I noticed that. They're not even, you know why? Those tech companies, they understand you don't need a degree. You don't even, anything, damn near anything you can learn is on YouTube. You do not need a degree. Snuggles says, what's PMI? I think Cosmic Wisdom, private mortgage insurance that you pay for the banks. It's their insurance, not yours. It sure ain't. Insurance. Don't be fooled by the word insurance and PMI. Okay, don't be fooled by the word insurance. It's not for you. Cosmic Wisdom says, as a buyer of a home, you can pay upfront costs if you don't have 20% down to avoid PMI, which can easily be over $100 a month in DC at the lowest. Oh, as a buyer of a home, you can pay upfront costs if you don't have 20% to avoid PMI, which can easily be over. See, okay, let me see what Cosmic Wisdom's saying here. Cosmic Wisdom says, a smart move to get a property in DC, renting out a room, which means that the 3K is recouped in a few months. And even better, if you got an LLC with your mortgage as part of a business expense for taxes. Yeah, I understand the taxes part, but this is what I'm not understanding, Cosmic Wisdom. The best rate mortgages on the market require 20% or more down. The bank has to restructure this mortgage in some way to their benefit to say, hey, because let me know if I'm saying this wrong. I'm the bank. You want a mortgage from me? Yeah. You want the best one? Yeah. These are the requirements. Yeah. You got to have 20% or more down. You got to do this. These are all the requirements if you want the best mortgage on the market. Oh, you don't have the 20% down. Oh, okay. Well, we have this for you over here. All you got to do is pay through. I see them putting some kind of cost in there. There's no way there's no way they're giving you there's two different loans, two physically different loans. You mean to tell me this loan is the same as this loan? There's no way. There's no way that there's something wrapped up in here that is totally different from this one, from the best one on the market to this one. There's something in there that costs more because you got to look at it like this. The bank knows that this is the bank. Oh, you want a house? Damn, you don't even have 20% to put down on the house. That's more risk for me. If you don't even have 20, you're coming to me because you don't even have the money for the house. Not only don't you do not have the money for the house, you don't even have 20% for the house. Oh yeah, you don't get this loan. You get this one that we just made up. We're going to wrap some stuff in. That's just how I pick it. Just, if it doesn't make mathematical sense, that means there's a reason for that. So help me understand this one with a conventional mortgage, but you can buy your way out of PMI. That just doesn't make sense to me. Something's in there that doesn't make sense. NC Briggs says, I'm saying if I was to get student loans, I would be going into debt to go back to school. True. Yes, you would be. But you're looking at money individually. This is how you must look at it. Okay. This is how you look at it. And once you get out of debt, you'll see you'll no longer look at money individually. You'll think about money collectively. So think about it this way. Say like you went and got a student loan, right? First of all, as a debt-free man, you're not going to get more money than you need. And plus you're going to be working. Okay. You're going to be working at the same time. And when you get that student loan debt, listen, and you land that good job, because right now, if you go to school, that means you already know what you're going to do. You're already going to research that career. You're going to go in and say, if I get this career, when I get this degree, I'll have this job. This job makes this money. I'll be working for this company. You already had this planned out when you go to school, right? And then when you get that good job, you pay your student loan off right away. You don't finance a car. You don't go buy a home. You don't start having children. You don't do nothing. You pay that student loan debt off. That move alone, by doing that move alone will catapult you ahead of the 45 million people that are in student loan debt. You got to look at money collectively now. So that means once you land that good job and you pay off your student loan, that means you're financially ahead of those 45 million people that are in student loan debt. Voila. That's it. It doesn't matter if they know or not. That's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. People in student loan debt, it doesn't matter if they know it doesn't matter if they know they're slaves. It doesn't matter. Char says, I wish I was smart in my 20s about student loans. I listened to my family members. Okay, girl, get the disbursement check. Now that I'm in my 30s, I work my way out of debt, period. Yeah, and you're in your 30s, you're still young, Char. Okay, don't think just because you're in your 30s, you're old. No, that's not true. It's good to wake up at this age. You're waking up. Okay, don't feel bad that you didn't know this in your 20s. Don't worry about people that didn't tell you. You know now. What are you going to do about your student loan debt? Do you want to continue to be part of that $1.6 trillion student loan mess? Nope. If you don't want to be part of that, pay yours off. Do not care what anybody else in the debt matrix thinks about it. Family members, friends, whatever. Don't listen to any of them. They're in debt. They're only speaking debt. Do it now. You do whatever it takes to get rid of your car, go from a Cadillac Escalade to a Honda Accord, get out of the fancy part of the area you live, go into a suburb further, whatever. You do whatever it takes. People are going to think you're on crack. The people in the debt matrix are going to think you're smoking heroin. Oh, how come you're not going on vacation every year? How come you went from a Cadillac Escalade? Oh, you must be broke. Whatever. Doesn't matter what people in the debt matrix think. Don't pay attention to them. Don't pay attention to them. ATL says he has more likely a 80-10-10 loan, which is called a piggyback loan. 80-10-10. This is all, hey, you guys, this is all new to me. I'm learning here. Now I got to look this up. He has more likely a 80-10-10, which is a piggyback. Oh, okay, he's explaining it here. Okay, ATL says with the 80-10-10 piggyback mortgage, for example, 80% of the purchase price is covered by the first mortgage. 10 is covered by the second loan. The final 10 is covered by your down. You mean, are you saying that's a first and second mortgage? Is that what you're saying? Am I reading this right, ATL? So 80-10-10 means you have a first mortgage and you have a second mortgage? Oh no, that's a no. No. I mean, listen to if that's true. Okay, listen. People talk about first and second mortgages like it's nothing, totally forgetting why they needed the first. Oh, I got a first and second mortgage. What do you mean? You had to get a first one because you didn't have the money. So you mean to tell me you got a second one? You're not winning. You're not winning. Cosmic Wizard says some banks offer that, some don't, depending on who you use. Plus, DC has a ton of grants and incentives. Okay. All Mall, what's up, man? Welcome. What's going on? All Mall says, what would you say about people that get married but have tons of student loan debt? That's a good question, All Mall. Thanks for the question, too. Once you get out of debt, let's put it this way. If you get out of debt, what would you say about people that get married but have tons of student loan debt? They have to be on the same page. It's either two ways, Alma. Those are two people that are married that have accepted being student loan debt slaves, or they got to work together and say, hey, I'm tired of being a slave together. Can you guys don't even imagine if you had two people a married couple working together with two good jobs that have made up in their mind that they no longer want to be slaves. You know how fast that student loan debt will be gone? If you are a couple listening to me right now and you guys got two good jobs, but you guys are buried in student loan debt, you guys can get out of student loan debt so fast with two incomes. Oh man. You have no idea, but you got to work together. You guys got to both determine to say, hey, baby, you tired of being a slave? Yeah, I'm tired of being a slave. I was watching those dudes that nicer put up a video in the comments. I was watching these dudes. You are a slave. It doesn't matter if you owe somebody money, you are a slave to that person you owe the money to. And people be like, oh man, my interest rate is this. And those guys were saying things like, oh yeah, Mazda give me a better interest rate. He does Mazda treat me good. Mazda treat me real good because he only charged me 3.9% rate. Your Mazda is bad because he's charging. They still got masters. It doesn't matter. I was cracking up what these dudes were saying. I was like, that is so true. I never looked at it that way. You guys need to check that out, Nicer. Hey, Nicer, post that link to those guys' video in here. They need to go see these young cats. They need to go see them. I subscribe to them, honestly. Good morning, Tom Petty, SMD family. Hyphy says it all mall. Oh, I have some good stories about that. I've shared some videos of that in Discord. Actually funny to listen to these horror stories. Yeah, and this is what I say. To the couples, to if one person wakes up out of the debt matrix and the other one does it, ooh, that's going to be rough. That's going to be real rough. That's going to be rough for you. That's going to be rough for you. If anyone wants to further communicate with LJ and the rest of us, join the Savings Debt Discord server. There you go. Thank you, Hyphy, as always. Almost says, what if one has way more than the other? Debt is debt. Doesn't matter. Almost doesn't matter. If you're married, think about it, Almost. If you're married, you're one. All you got to do is, it doesn't matter who has more. Put all your debts in order, especially if you're married. I can create a plan for married couples too. I can help anybody, but they got to be ready to. I can get a married couple. I say, give me all your debt. Let me see it all. I'll put it in order. Do this, do that. Get rid of that. You don't have to pay for that. That's too old. You can get that. Doesn't take me long at all. I've been doing this. I do this in my sleep. I love what I do. Mez says, was trying to make this about me. I'm here to learn, but I answered questions above. Scroll up. Oh, okay. Let me go back to. Oh, this thing is jumping up. I'm sorry, man. Okay, let me see. All right, Mev says, yes, it was tacked onto my closing costs. I qualified to drop PMI for the life of the loan because of my income, and I'm a first-time home buyer, still got the lowest interest rate because of my credit. Okay, listen to me, Mez. I'm gonna say something to you, okay, so you can understand. It's not a dig against you. I'm only speaking, only listen to me mathematically, okay? Don't listen to the way I feel about the loan you got. How I feel about the type of loan you got is irrelevant. It doesn't matter how I feel about it. How you feel about the loan you got is irrelevant. The only question is to me, and I'm not saying what you got is bad. I'm not saying that. All I'm telling you is this: it's not the best loan on the market. It's not. How do I know this? Because you didn't have 20%, at least 20% down. The best mortgages on the market require this. There is no way around it. It's this. You go to the bank, and if you don't believe me, you can do it yourself. Walk into the bank, wherever you got your mortgage from. This is what I want you to do. Call up your bank and say, hey, this mortgage I got on this house, is this the best one you offer? They're going to tell you no. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is that you didn't get the best one on the market. First time home buyer programs, that doesn't mean anything. It only means something to people first time buying homes. It doesn't mean it's the best rate on the market. It doesn't mean it's the best mortgage on the market. It's not. I know it sounds like it's, hey, this is for you, first time home buyer. No, it doesn't. That's just, those are feelings. Doesn't matter. Okay. I'm not saying you're bad in what you're doing. I'm not saying that you're debt free right there in your 20s. You're already ahead of the game. I'm just saying to you, call your bank up and say, hey, yeah, I got this mortgage with you guys. I want to know something. Is this the best one you guys offer? They're going to tell you no. That's all I'm saying. That's it. Nothing more than that. Okay. Cosmic Wisdom says you can buy your way out of PMI. This is how I look at it. That shouldn't even be an option to buy your way out of. Don't buy the house. If you have to buy a house and includes PMI, then you're saying, oh, I'll pay it off later. That means you're not ready to buy a house. People that manage money well don't give away their money on anything. PMI, you're giving away your money. If you got to sign up for a house and you are requested or you required to pay PMI, what that is basically saying is this: you're not ready to buy a house. You're not. Continue to rent. Char123 says, I wish I was smart in my 20s about student loan debt. I listened to my family member girl. This girl got that just now that I know. Okay, I read that one already. Okay. All right. Because I scrolled up. All right, let's go. Dang, this thing be just jumping. Almal says, like one has 100,000 and the other has around 10,000. Woo. Okay. I get your point, Almal. I get what you're saying. There's got to be a lot of love there. How long have they been married? How long have these people been married? How long have they been married to each other? Because that's a lot of love. That's a lot of love. You got to be on the same page. You got to be on the same 10,000 versus 100,000. Ooh, and it all counts on a lot of factors. There's a lot of factors in there, Almar. What if the person with 100,000? Because there's a lot of people with $100,000 worth of student loan debt and no degree. There's a lot of people out there that just took the money, spent it on whatever, didn't even go to school. It all counts on that. It can't. If like today, once I'm out of debt, I wouldn't even marry anybody that was in debt. I don't care how good they are. I don't care. You got to have a plan. If I got with somebody and I'm debt free and I get with her and she has $100,000 student loan, $100,000 worth of student loan debt, and she's had it for 10 years, I'd be like, hey, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about that debt? And if they say, oh, I don't know, I don't have any plan, blah, blah, blah. I don't have any plans, blah, blah, blah. Then I'm like, okay, well, we can't take this seriously because that's a lot of money. That's a lot of hours. That's a lot of money. No, I'm not doing any of that. But to answer your question, Amal, I mean, it all counts on the couple. Okay. If the couple was serious and they came to me and they were serious, I could create a plan for them to get out of debt because there is no other option. If people understood this, if they really go stand up, look in the mirror and say, you know what? There is no way out of student loan debt unless I pay it off. There is no other way. If I don't pay the student loan off, I will be a slave until I'm dead. I mean, really say that to yourself. If you're in student loan debt, that means you're pretty much saying over the course of your life, of working life, you don't believe you will ever earn that amount of money to pay off student loan debt. That's what you're saying to yourself. Maya says, regarding what the mortgage was. Gotcha. Here is the video LJ was talking about, two young brothers speaking debt-free. Those guys speak the language of debt-free, and it's clear. If you're a younger generation, go. I want you to do this. I want you to, because I subscribe to these young brothers, right? Go check them out. I want you to see that time has no effect on what I'm saying. I want you to hear what they're saying, and then you already know me. You already know, and I want you to see the consistency between them and me. You know the difference. You know what the difference is? There is no difference. It's mathematics. Math is timeless. Math doesn't care if you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s. Math doesn't care how old you are. Isaiah says there's definitely two different lives, one who has debt and one who is free. Life is pretty enjoyable when you're free. Yes, there is nothing like financial freedom. Nothing. No, not $1 million, not $1 billion, not $1 trillion. Zero. Getting to have a net worth of zero means you are free. Now, again, I always say this too. If you tell somebody in debt that you have a net worth of zero, they're going to think you are broke because they don't understand. Hey, yeah, I have a net worth of zero. They're going to be like, you're broke, because they're going to think they have money. When they're living in the negative, they're below zero. They don't know it. They don't know they're broke. That's why you can't congratulate. Like, if you worked hard to pay off all your debt, you pay off everything you own, including your house, and you say, hey, check it out, I have a net worth of zero. Now, let's not include the house, because you wouldn't have a net worth of zero if you had a house. So let's just talk about consumer debt. You tell them, I have a net worth of zero. They're going to think you are broke. Why? They're going to think, why are you telling the world that you're broke? That doesn't make any sense to them. Ivy says, Mez, don't worry about it. You good here. No hard feelings. Yeah, Mez, I want you to understand, I'm not saying anything negative to you. And I know people that are new to my channel, it sounds like I am, but I'm only speaking mathematics. I want you to see that. If you take the time, just do it, just to see if I'm telling you the truth. Call your bank up who holds your mortgage and say, hey, is the mortgage I have right now, is that the best one on the market? They're going to tell you no. I already know off the bat they're going to tell you no, because you didn't even have 20% to put down on the house, and you got a first-time home buyer program and all this other stuff. Those are just names and titles and all this other stuff. This is how banks make it look like it's for you. This is business for the bank. The bank really don't care if you're a first-time home buyer. That's just a name. They don't care. This is business for them. Amal says, not married yet getting married this month. Okay. All right. Well, this is what I say. It's a hard pill. But I'm going to tell you this. I always tell everybody in this room, thank God I was single when I was getting out of debt. Thank God. to try to convince somebody, another human being that has been trapped in a debt matrix all their life, try to convince them to get out. Good luck. Especially 100 grand in student loan debt. Oh man, good luck with that. They'll start coming up with things. Oh, I'll never be able to live. I'll never be able to go on vacation. I'm not going to, you only live. This is what people in debt say. Oh, you only live once. If I pay all that student, it's going to take me years and this and that. You have no choice. If you have student loan debt, you have no choice. If you don't pay it off, you are a slave with invisible chains that you are paying for yourself. They're not even, the slave masters are not even providing the change. You are. Bernie Sanders is not going to save you. He's not, I promise you. The slave masters would never allow that. They would never allow that, ever, ever. The economy would crash. If they forgave listen, if they forgave $1.6 trillion in student loan debt, the whole economy would crash. If all the millions of people with mortgages that walk around every day calling themselves homeowners, if they woke up and realized, whoa, wait a minute. If I owe the bank, I'm not really a homeowner. And then they woke up and say, okay, I'm not going to get a mortgage or I'm going to pay off mortgages. The whole economy would crash. We need people to walk around this United States believing they are homeowners with 30-year mortgages. We need people to believe that. If I was a bank, listen, this is what is. I promise you, this is what is. If I was a bank and I had a person coming to me with an excellent job, good credit, money down for a house, little to no money down for a house, whatever, it doesn't really matter. And they got student loan debt they've been keeping for the last 10 years, I would approve them in a minute. You know why? Because if they didn't pay off a student loan in 10 years, you think they're going to pay off a house in 30? No, they're not. 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 Even if they had equity, because people don't even realize this, even if they had equity in their house, say like the person bought a house and they had $50,000 in equity in their house, right? But they had $50,000 in student loans. They could refinance their house and pay off those student loans. You think people in debt are going to do that? Nope, they're not going to do that. Oh, I'm not wasting my money on student loan debt. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Life for Business says, you know what's funny? If you take out student loan, when you file your taxes, you get $1,500. They don't even use that money to pay off their student loans. No, they don't. People get mad at student loans. They be like, oh man, they ripping us off. They did us dirty. They should have told us this. They should have told us that. No, all you had to do was use your calculator on your phone. That's all you had to do. Just, okay, let me see. If I pay on my student loans for the next 15, 20 years of my life, okay, this is what I'm going to be paying. Oh crap. No, I'm not going to be paying that. I'm going to pay my student loan debt off. People making it seem like it's some big complex mathematical equation. No, it's not. Life for businesses, and this is extra money. Yes, it doesn't matter. You think, even if, say like they did pay off student loans. Better yet, no, this is even better. Check this out. I want you guys to see how this works. I guarantee you this. If they say like they forgave, let's just hypothetically, they forgave everybody. Okay. This is coming to my head. I'm sorry. Okay. What if they did it this way? And this would be smart. This would be very smart. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. This would be very smart. Listen to me. What if they did it this way? What if they said, yeah, we're gonna forgive student loan debt, and this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna calculate up all your student loan debt, and we're gonna mail you a check so you can pay off your own student loan debt. This is what they know. They know people in student loan debt is not going to take that money and pay it off. They're not going to take that check, deposit it, and pay off the student loan debt. They're not going to do it. Now, whoever came up with that plan will look like the good guy. Say like there was a particular politician that got it pushed through and said, okay, we're going to mail you guys a check for your total payoff student loan debt, and we're going to give the money to you. They know people in debt are not going to do it. They're going to let themselves bury themselves. The majority of people in student loan debt are not going to take that check. You know what they're going to do? Oh man, I'm going to put this money down on a house, and then I'm going to let my house appreciate, or I'm going to put the money in the stock market, and then I'm going to do this, and I'm going to flip it, quadruple it. No, I'm going to do some house flipping, and then I saw it on TV. Yeah, I saw it on TV. They did it. Okay, so I'm going to take the money, and then I'm going to invest. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. And then when they don't get out of student loan debt, and then the student loan debt crisis is still up there, they're going to be like, hey, what? We gave you checks to pay it off. How come the student loan debt crisis is not going down? Because people in debt don't know. People take student loan debt and put it down on a car payment or on a car. People in debt do things like that. Amal says, all I'm going to say is men need to learn to put their foot down. In some cases, they will go broke trying to fulfill the happy wife, happy life paradigm. That's true. I was one of them, Amal. That was me. That was me. I tell everybody in this room, the woman I'm with today, I asked to see your personal credit report first before we got serious. Amal, once you're financially free, that's not even an option. I don't care how fine she is. I don't care. She's either with me or she's not with me, period. I'm not going into debt for any. I don't care how fine she is. I'm not going into debt for you. You got $100,000 in student loan debt and you don't care? We're just wasting each other's time. No, sir. Not doing any of that. Especially if you're with a person that has student loan debt and no degree. No, sir. Not doing any of that. Oh, yeah, you just got to be mad. And L, you're an a-hole. Whatever. Okay. I'm a financially free a-hole. Thank you, Nicer. Free 30-minute consultation scrolling along the bottom there. Okay. Just go to my website, click on book consultation. You're good to go. Schedule your time. Please don't forget to schedule. Make sure you specify your time zone. Okay. Please don't forget to do that. Char123 says, I did recently downsize. I feel great. And people who are close to me think something is wrong with me. I don't feel as stressed. Also, I'm talking to my 14-year-old son and my 9-year-old daughter. Great. See what I'm saying? When you like, let me tell you something, Char. When I got out of debt, I moved out of my fancy high-rise building, sold my fancy Lexus, sold all my fancy furniture, sold my fancy bedroom set, sold it all. People thought I was on heroin. People thought I was on crack. Meth. Is Linnell smoking meth? Why you say that? Because he moved out of his fancy high-rise into a room in his sister's house. Is he broke? You cannot listen to people who are in debt. People in debt talk crazy. They talk debt. They don't know they're talking debt. What they're really saying, what they don't know what they're saying, hey, why aren't you staying in debt like us? Why are you doing that? People in debt don't realize their finances are like a tree, right? The trunk is their job, and then all the branches out, imagine all the leaves are things that they owe money to. All the credit cards, student loan, car payments, furniture payments, wash and dry payments. Those are all the leaves. They don't realize once they lose their job, basically somebody cutting off the trunk, everything falls. I remember this. I remember when I used to drive downtown Seattle, you'll see all the homeless people on the streets. This is what I used to think in my head. If I lost my job, how far am I away from being homeless? I was 1 or 2 paychecks away from being homeless. Even that didn't scare me. Even that didn't wake me up. That didn't even wake me up. And Char, I'm glad you're teaching your kids this. If they get the debt-free mindset at a young age, they'll be millionaires. Because what you can't see in debt, when you get out of debt, you don't think about money individually. You always think about it collectively, because you must remember, if everybody in the United States didn't think about money, this green piece of paper, if we didn't agree that it meant something to us collectively, it would not work. We all agree in this country that this green piece of paper is good to exchange goods and services. We agree upon that. You can't come to buy a car from somebody and you say, hey, I'm gonna buy your car cash, and you pull out some money from Mexico or Canada. They're gonna be like, what is that? Because we don't agree that that money works here. That's why it's still money. If you take that Canadian money and go up to Canada, it works. You can spend it everywhere. You can do it. But you try to bring it to somebody here in the United States, say, hey, I'm gonna pay for this car with this Canadian money. They're gonna look at you like you're crazy, because we don't all agree that Canadian money works here. That's all. It's nothing. It doesn't mean it's not money. We just don't agree it's money here in the United States. That's it. Amal says, that was me to I've learned the hard way. Oh yeah, I've learned. Hey, Amal, I've learned the hard way, man. Woo. Never once. Amal, let me tell you something. Never once out of any woman I've dated seriously, never once had I asked to see their personal credit report first. I had no idea about their finances. None. Zero. Didn't even ask. If she looked good, the sex was good, and she was kind of good to me, I thought, okay, cool, that's good. No. I need to know about your finances. If you open their finances and it looks like a nightmare, that's how they are. Good luck. Darkman says, LJ, all about keeping his peace. Oh yeah, nobody. Darkman, once you get out of debt, let me tell you something. Once you get out of debt, you will allow no one to disturb your peace, especially financially. Oh, no one. No one. No one. That's the important part about paying your way out of debt. This is the people in debt don't understand the reason for paying out of debt. This is what you got to do. This is what happens. You feel, by paying your debt off, by working hard to paying your debt off, you feel the pain of all the money you spent blindly. You feel every penny. You paying back when your checks go back to paying off this debt, because the money's already gone. Now you're feeling the pain of it. Once you feel that pain and you pay off all your debt, that's enough to say, hey, you're in debt. Yeah, we can't be together. You'll say it just like this. Yeah, you won't even let a relationship get started to where you won't have to be placed in that uncomfortable position. It doesn't even get that far. Because once you're out of debt, people in debt speak debt. They do things that people in debt do. You'll see it well beforehand. You'll see if they're making car payments, if they have bill collectors calling them, That's like, look at those young dudes put this perfectly. Look at it this way. Man, these guys are good. You guys need to go, hey, Nicer put that link up there. You guys need to go check these dudes out. I like the way they put this. Check it out. You remember, you know, off the movies where slaves break away from their masters and then they're just running through the woods, right? They're running through the woods, and then it's always the same scene. Somebody's running through the woods with some fire, with a stick with some fire burning on the top, with some hound dogs, and they're roo, roo, and the slave is running through the woods trying to get away from master. I'm not trying to get this. Now let's go up to 2020. These are bill collectors. The masters send the bill collectors after the runaway slaves that are trying to run away from their debt. They sick the masses sick their hound dogs. The hound dogs are bill collectors for the runaway slaves that are trying to run away from their debt. And then if they catch you, they're going to break you. You know how they're going to break you? By garnishing your wages, taking away your house, your car, taking your income tax check return. That's how they punish you. Oh, you're going to run away from master? Okay, we're going to punish you. You start cheating on your taxes, they're going to punish you. You can't do that. No, they're going to spank you Because people in debt, when they're in debt, they don't look at themselves. They start blaming everything outside of themselves. Oh, it's the politicians. It's this, it's that, it's the company. It's not you. None of this is your fault. None of it. Yeah, is that what you're saying? None of it. None of this has anything to do with you. That's the problem. Linnell is on. Wait, just that meth is good. That's that debt-free meth. Did any smoke come out? It's that smokeless. It's that smokeless meth. It's that debt-free meth. It doesn't kill you. You don't have to go buy it. It's not expensive. It's not even illegal. It's that debt-free meth. Dark Man says, nothing wrong with downsizing to a 1-bedroom apartment in the hood or getting a room at a friend's. Nothing. When you're on this mission, you don't care about what people in debt say. I promise you, you don't even hear them. You don't even hear people in debt. You don't even hear them. They're not even talking. And I just learned, hey, check this out. And this might be, if you're in debt, you really don't understand this, okay? This is what I just recently did. I just recently purchased a Monopoly game, okay? Monopoly, listen, Monopoly, never once did I read the rules of Monopoly, never once. I just went by what everybody told me how Monopoly is played. The majority of people who told me about how Monopoly is played are in debt. They're in debt. Now, my girl, she's 10 years younger than me. She has a 6-year-old. I'm going to teach him how to play Monopoly the right way because he's going to be able to take those skills and apply it in the real world. I've been playing Monopoly wrong my whole entire life. I've been playing from a debt perspective. Anybody with a finance cell phone that you're playing Monopoly with, they're not playing right because they have a finance cell phone. Anybody you playing Monopoly with that believes in finance and cars and believes that's the only way to get a car, they're playing Monopoly wrong. Monopoly is going to be. I'm excited to learn about play Monopoly. It's going to be a whole different game. People in debt don't even have a chance, and they don't even know it. Don't even know it. People in debt that play Monopoly against me don't even have a chance if they're in debt, and they don't even know it. Here's the link. 2 very insightful young brothers. Yeah, thank you, Nicer. These guys, they killed me, man. When they told me that slave thing, and because people in debt, they'll say, "Oh man, I'm not answering that phone. It's probably a bill collector." They're a runaway slave. That's why the masses have sick the hound dogs, which are bill collectors, on their slaves. Oh, you're trying to run away? You're trying to take my money and run away, slave? No, you ain't doing that. No. You cannot get away from student loan debt, slaves. Stop running. The invisible chain is endless, and you're paying for each link on your chain. You're paying for it. Who was that? Who was that sent? Mark sent me, is an SMD member. Mark sent me a video of people leaving the country running away from their debt. And they're making videos about it. They're making videos about leaving the United States to run away from their debt. You're leaving the country? Oh my God. If that's not a runaway slave, I don't know what is. It's unless you're leaving the country and you plan on never coming back, whatever. But if you leave the country, you're going to take those same people in debt. Don't understand this. They don't know anything but debt. So they're going to go to another country and they're going to start the same habits in that country. And then what are you going to do? Run from that country too? You can't come back to this one. So you have to run from that one and go somewhere else. You're in debt. You can't run from it because those are invisible chains. They stretch the globe with every link that you paid for. Every link in that chain, you paid for it. You're just starting a new chain in another country. I promise you. Hyphy says, tell them how it's so much easier to get up and go to the gym for a run when financing isn't life work. Yet Hyphy's right. Life is wonderful, man. This is something that I'm trying my best to explain to people whom are in debt. Let's put it this way. When Hyphy says that about getting up, going to the gym when you feel like it, I love going to the gym when the retirees are there. It's so much easier. It's so much pleasant. Nobody's sitting on machines, taking pictures and texting on the benches. None of that exists. That only exists after work hours for people, the majority of people who are in debt. They do things like that. They hog up the machine and then they get offended and say, hey man, are you almost done with that machine? Then they get, oh yeah, let me get back to what I'm doing. You've been sitting there for like 5-10 minutes texting. And then when I ask about the machine, now you're going to get back to the workout? Come on. That doesn't exist in the hours that everybody are at work. When all the slaves are working, I'm not going to say all the slaves are working, but let me not put it that way. The majority of people that are working that are in debt, that they have to work, they're not in the gym. So we have more time. I don't have to run into any of that nonsense. Just a second. I got to hit some more of this meth. Hey, you guys, if you're making the sacrifices to get out of debt, and you're going from a big house to a small house, a nice car to a small car, it doesn't matter. The people in the debt matrix are going to think you're on meth, crack, heroin, some kind of ecstasy. They're going to think you're smoking drugs. It doesn't matter what they think. They are the ones that live in the debt matrix. They're getting high off of debt. Now, once you're out of the debt matrix, you can get high off of debt because debt runs the economy, but you'll be on the other side where you say, oh, debt runs the whole economy. Yes, that economy. The one you're no longer, you're part of it, but you're not in it. That's the best way I can describe it. Mazda 5 says, my daughter and son has beat me at Monopoly and told me it was easy. I was like, it was epiphany. Yes. You know why, Mazda? I'm glad you said that. Good. You know why? Because your kids are closer to grade school math than any of us. They're just out of school, whatever. It doesn't, it doesn't matter. But if they're still kids, they're closer to grade school than us. They remember, oh, I learned this in grade school. Oh yeah, I just do the math. The math says this, that, this, that. And then we're like, as an adult, we're blown away because the majority of adults are in debt. I've been watching videos on the proper rules of Monopoly. I've been reading the directions, and now I'm going to play as a debt-free person, and I'm gonna teach my girlfriend's son the proper way to play Monopoly because he's going to take those skills that I teach him in Monopoly and he's going to apply them to the real world because it's real. I never knew that, and I'm 50. I think it was Hyphy or somebody in here. We were talking about Monopoly. I was like, holy crap, I'm about to do that. I'm reading the rules and I'm seeing some of the rules I was taught growing up. I'm like, you don't do that? Okay, when somebody pays a fine, it doesn't go in the middle of the board or it doesn't go under free parking or whatever that is. Nope, that's not part of the rules. No, the design of the game is to bankrupt all your players. If you take all the money that's supposed to be going to the bank and you put, it just prolongs the game. You're just giving free money to those who are in debt. And then you know what it is? If you take all this, say like this is how I played for years. Any fines or taxes or pay $50 to get out of jail. We used to stick it under free parking. If you land on free parking, you get that money, right? All that is doing is teaching people in debt that they get free money. Somebody's going to give them money for doing absolutely nothing. That's not true. That's not any, don't play like that ever. That's not part of the rules. I just learned that. That's not part of the rules. When you get ready to play Monopoly with somebody, you ask them first, what are the rules you guys play by? If one of those rules is say, hey, we take the money, we put it under any money we do, we put it in the middle of the board and whoever lands on it gets it. Nope. You say, no, I don't want to play. Don't play like that. And then they say, what rules do you apply? What rules do you want to play Monopoly by? The rules of the game. And that's not part of the game. Mazda 5 says, Uno is a good teach too. You know what? My girlfriend was saying that. I've never been an Uno player, so I don't really know. But I bet if you're an Uno player and you've been playing for years but never have once read the rules of Uno, read the rules of Uno. Read them. Get online. You don't even have to read them. Get on YouTube and type in rules of Uno. See if the rules that you've been playing Uno by really apply to Uno. Cosmic Wisdom says, I hate that at the gym, Linnell. I will leave work to go to the gym on the off hours just for that reason. I know I hate that. I hate that. It's like, I got to tell you that other people need this bench while you're sitting there texting and taking pictures. Hey, man, if you got to do a quick text, cool, and get back to work, you got to take a quick picture. I get it. People, this is part of people's business sometimes. Maybe they got to show a couple of pictures of them at the gym. They're doing a particular workout. I get it. But if you're just sitting there and I'm waiting, and then I come over and say, hey, man, you done with this? Oh, yeah. Let me get back to that right now. And then I've got to wait for your whole set to be done. And I've been watching for the last 10, 15 minutes. I hate that. But when you go at 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, nobody's there but the retirees and people with money. Mazda 5 says, it took about 30 minutes, was befuddled. Okay. It took about 30 minutes. Okay. I got it. I'm connecting the two. That's what it is, Mazda 5. Get out of debt and you'll see. I mean, it's nothing to kids. Okay. If you ask a kid, they'll be like, how did you beat me? It's like, math? They're going to look at you like you don't know that because you're the parent. Kids look up to their parents, so they're going to naturally think to themselves, I just use mathematics. You're my mommy, daddy. You don't know that? That's what they're going to do. That is funny you say that, mother. That is great. That is so, man. That's great. That's great, man. I'm glad you brought that up because they are closer to grade school than us. And you check it out, Mazda. If you continue to play Monopoly like that with them, but play from a debt-free perspective, they're going to carry those habits that they learn from the game out into the real world because it applies. I promise you. Any other questions? Actually, later today, I'm going to meet a subscriber today, and he's buying one. Not only is he buying one of my shirts, he's also bringing his cousin or somebody that's fresh out of college to talk to me. He wants me to talk to that person, put their mind on the right track. So that is cool. This is my first time. Let me do this too, because I always forget that. Just in case if somebody want to jump in on this stream and talk, you don't have to get on camera. Okay, you don't have to get on camera. You can come in, ask a question. I always keep forgetting to do that. I don't want to just hog up everything. And if you're new to my channel, I want you to understand this is Savings Minus Debt family. This family is here to help you and help answer all your questions. As long as you do it constructively, sincerely, not rude. It can be anything. It doesn't matter. No question is a dumb question. You're safe here. Nobody's going to make you feel like you're dumb for asking that question. Nobody's going to make you feel like you should be knowing something about finances or you should have known that 20, 30 years ago. No, none of that here. Okay. This is a safe zone. Welcome to the S&D family. All right. Victor Hagen says, kids don't over leverage themselves on a prayer that they are going to make money. Yeah. You know what, Victor, that's the wonderful thing about a kid. They don't know. They don't yet they haven't been bombarded by all the stuff out in the debt matrix. So they only have to, what they only have to go on is what they've learned in school, the basics mathematics. They don't know about leveraging this. They're thinking, okay, if I spend all my money here, that means I don't have any money left. So I'm not going to do that because I'll be bankrupt, basically, because that's the object of the game, to bankrupt your opponents. Kids understand this. And it really is that simple. Right there at the bottom, all see what's scrolling on the bottom of the screen. Go to my website, SavingsMinusDebt.com. Look under products. Okay. SavingsMinusDebt.com. The tab pop up, and then you look in the corner, look under products, pick your size, pay for your shirt. And then next thing, once I see that you paid for it, I'll get an alert, and then I'll just mail you the shirt the next day. Just that quick. I appreciate it if you do. And all of you that have purchased shirts, thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's my first rounds of shirts. So each shirt is going to have a different saying on the back. So when these shirts sell out, I'm going to order some new shirts, different. I'm going to probably do some different design, but the new shirt is going to say something different on the back. I'll even leave up to you what you guys might want that saying to be. But always in the beginning, on the front of the shirt, it's always going to say Google #SavingsMinusDebt. If they anybody that Googles that hashtag, they're only going to find me. I am the only person that's going to come up in those search results. So if you don't believe me, if you're new to my channel, all you got to do is Google #SavingsMinusDebt. I will be the only person that populates in that search. Okay. I will be the only person. And then what that does is that when somebody sees that, they're going to look and say, what does that mean? People are curious. People are curious. They're going to see something. What does that mean? SavingsMinusDebt hashtag. And then they're going to look on the back of my shirt and say, equal the amount of money you have in real life. They're going to be like, okay, what the hell does that mean? And then they're going to open up their phone and find out. Okay. So check it out. Make sure you get that. Did you get that information? Okay, Amal. What's up, Mark? What's going on? So I got the link in there. If you guys want to jump in anytime and you want to ask a question during the stream, you can. We're about 2 hours in. When I see that 2 hours, you guys, I can't believe that was it's 12:30. Okay. I can't believe it's been 2 hours I've been talking. I can't even believe it. It doesn't even feel like it. So any other questions while we're on here? Any other questions? Any other questions? Where did I put that game? Did I put it upstairs? Yeah, I put it upstairs. I put my new, I posted in a Discord server. The Discord server is a group. Let me see. Hyphy already posted it. Let me go back to Hyphy and see it. Right there, there's the Discord server. Please, it's a good place to go when you want to, all of us in the SMD family are in there. So if you have questions, not only me, it's not just me that can answer any of these questions. Anybody in there can pretty much answer the question. They're going to answer the question from a debt-free perspective. Okay. They're going to answer from a debt. You're not going to get anybody trying to fool you to say, hey, do this, get this loan, put you further in debt. No, we all at the SMD family understand that this is a debt-free zone. Okay. Ill Wills, what's going on, man? Welcome. Ill Wills, I'm driving in the snow. Can you stop cracking jokes about meth and debt slavery? You crazy for that. Keep it going. Hey, Ill Wills, man. Check out the young dudes that Nicer found. These guys, man. When he told me, when they gave me the analogy about bill collectors, he gave the analogy of running away slave. Mazers send the hound dogs after the slaves that are trying to run away from their debt. Those are bill collectors. They can't physically do that back according to the movies. They don't have literally hound dogs with fire running through the woods. No, just imagine people running away from their debt in the woods, and they're sending their hound dogs who are bill collectors. And then this is the people. Oh man, I'm not answering that phone. It's probably a bill collector. Yes, the massa has sent their dogs after you. Hyphy says, somebody jump on with LJ. Let's cook some more. Someone got to have some questions. And you know what's crazy, Hyphy? money is a sensitive subject. Okay, it is. People are very wary about it, and I understand that people don't. I'm not here to put you down. Jump on. You can jump on. You don't have to be on camera. You could just use your voice. You don't have to use video. You can just turn that off. It's just a click of a button. Here's the link again for you guys to check out the two brothers speaking on Debt Slave Masters. It was good. It was really good. They did a really good job. They did a really good job. I watched the whole thing. It was like an hour long, but when you're out of debt, you can hear people speak debt free, right? You can just hear it. And these young brothers are speaking, and I love the analogies they were using. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna use that in my videos. Okay, I'm gonna use that. You know. It Will says, here's one for you. Emancipate yourself from debt slavery. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can. And you know the price of it is? It's a cost though. It's a cost for this emancipation. You know what it is? Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals your cost of emancipation. That's your cost. That's it. That's it. Again, here, let me put up the link one more time. Here you go. Just in case you want to jump on, ask any type of question you want. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you. Please don't forget to like. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to check out my website, scrolling along the bottom there. There it goes. Whoops, this way. There we go. Let me catch it up this way. Okay, here we go. Right there. Right there, right there, right there. Okay? Go there, schedule your free 30-minute consultation. And you're probably thinking, am I ready to see LJ? If you're in debt, you're ready to see me. Okay. You don't have to prepare yourself anything. You don't have to gather your credit reports together. I just want to hear you speak about your situation and I'll know exactly what to do. Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions? It Will says, Linnell, you are cooking today. I had it on in my car. Thanks for the laughs and knowledge. You are welcome. Oh, we got one coming up here. Let me bring him on. Johnny Blaze. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Okay. How you doing, man?
Hey, man. Pretty good now. Hey, just had
what's going on?
Not too much, man. I've been following you, for quite a while here. Love what you're doing.
Appreciate it.
For the most part, I went through, did my whole credit report, double checked it. I only have one thing on there. That's my house. Car's paid off. Got a pretty decent job. I've maxed out my 401k as you suggested, doing the 19,000. Been doing that for a few months now.
Okay.
But my question is, I have a daughter. She's 19 in college, has a little job, and she just started college this year. But I'm looking at some suggestions to get her established. So, and I wanted to run a few things past you and tell me if this sounds, good or bad here. I'm looking at, she's got a basic bank account, but I want to set up a high yield savings account along with that. And I also want to set up a little investment account for her to learn how to do stocks.
Okay.
All right. So
I don't really, now let me make sure I'm clear. I don't really talk too much about outside investing.
Okay.
Outside of yourself. Let me put this. I want to make sure no feedback. 1 second, guys. Let me do this. Because I notice when I get people on, it starts doing some feedback stuff, and I don't really like that. 1 second. I'm sorry. I don't really talk about outside investing too much because I'm just about personal investing. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, sounds good.
Okay. And so this is what I suggest, okay? And did you say you're debt free?
I am.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said debt free besides the house.
Okay. Where do you live, by the way?
Virginia.
Okay, Virginia. Okay. This is what I suggest. If you're debt free, your credit report looks a certain way. Okay.
Correct.
All right. It looks a certain way. I would suggest this. If you're ready to invest outside of yourself, so say like it, and it doesn't matter, stocks, portfolio, whatever, it doesn't matter. This is how I pick a person, because you don't really need to know about it. I just know how to pick the right people. Anybody you ask to help to invest your money, you ask to see their personal credit report first.
Okay.
Okay. And this is the reason why. You want to see if their credit report looks like yours. You want to see if they respect their own money. If they don't respect their own money, their credit report will reflect this. If they don't respect their own money, they're not going to respect your money. See what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
They're going to know right away. So anybody's like, right now, I'm only investing in myself. I'm investing in this business. I don't invest in anything outside myself. I don't have a house. I don't have no stocks. I don't have none of that stuff, right? I'm only investing in myself. But when I'm ready, I'll know how to pick the right person. I'll know how to pick the right tax person, stock investor person, whatever, by looking at their personal credit report first. That's what I suggest. And to establish her, make sure, I'm pretty sure if you're debt free, you probably have already established that inside of her, I'm assuming.
That's a work in progress.
I do understand that. I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. That's going to be a tough one. Okay, that's because you're battling against social media and her friends, right?
Yes.
But that's what I suggest to you. Say, you know how to pick the right person to invest for you.
Okay, sounds
that
good.
Makes sense.
It does. It does.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You sound similar. The reason why I asked where you're at, you sound similar to this guy I follow on YouTube, but that's not you. If you're,
I have a little small YouTube channel. I only got like 4 videos, but
okay, no, that's not you. This guy got way more videos than that. Okay, yeah, but I hope that makes sense because like I said, I don't really like when I start getting my business grows and it starts the taxes and stuff to understand the taxes. I only need to know the basics about taxes. I'm going to pick a person that understands taxes well. And the reason why I'm going to know, I'm going to ask to see their personal credit report first. It's going to tell me if they really know about taxes.
Okay. I spoke to you a few months ago when you were doing a interview with Solo TV 84.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so one of the things in my professional life, I teach college.
Okay.
Okay, so and I try to tell my students once they're done, once they graduate, get their jobs, the first thing you do is you pay off these student loans. You don't defer them. You start paying these things off immediately. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's kind of an uphill battle dealing with these college students, trying to get them to really understand what's going on. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you have developed any kind of like simple course or video that is designed strictly for new graduates.
This is okay. I'm glad you asked. That's a very good question. And this is how I would approach college students because that's my ultimate goal. I do want to get into colleges and teach them this. I do. And what I do is I stick with basic mathematics because math is undeniable. If you disagree with math, the person disagreeing with math is gonna look foolish if they disagree with math.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Go ahead.
No, a few months ago, you did a video analyzing an article. This lady wrote about why you should not pay your student loans off early. Mm-hmm. So I watched you do that video. I took that same article to my students and said, we need to have a discussion over this. Mm-hmm. Trying to get them to understand that this article, you're going to see a lot of articles like this, and you need to learn how to use your powers of perception to see through the nonsense. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because I have one of my fellow coworkers works in the admin office. She just got her bachelor's degree, and I asked her point blank, "You went and got your degree, but you didn't get any increase in pay." And her response to me was, "Well, I just wanted to see if I could do it." So you spent $14,000 in more debt to see if you could get through this. I'm like, where's the logic?
Well, this is what you say to these students. They like this.
This wasn't a student.
No, I know that wasn't your student, but I'm talking about go back to the college. I'm sorry. Go back to college because it really applies to this woman too. Okay. If you say this to them, if you don't pay off your student loans, you're going to die with them. I mean, you got to say it like that so they can feel it. And they're going to be like, what do you mean you're going to die with them? Meaning that you're going to pay on student loans till you're dead. I mean, till you're dead. And imagine how expensive college will be right then. If you go to college for 4 years, but you pay on college loans for 20 years, college is going to be very expensive for you. Period. And let them hear that, and let them hear that mathematics because math is undeniable. See what I'm saying? If they hear it that, because you're going against the majority. The majority believe student loans is normal. The majority believe that everybody carries student loans for 10, 20, 30 years while they're having house payments. You'll never be free. You're a slave. You're a slave. You can't bankrupt student loans. You'll be a slave until you're dead. Do you really want that? And tell them this way too. Tell them to always look at money collectively instead of individually. Let them know this. Once they graduate and they pay off their student loans, continue to live like a college student for the next 3 to 5 years, however long it doesn't matter how long, however long it takes to pay off their student loans. If they pay off their student loans now, it'll catapult them financially immediately ahead of 45 million people that are in student loan debt. It catapults them right above them.
Okay, sounds good.
They will be financially ahead of 45 million people immediately when they pay theirs off.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So I want to just kind of switch gears just for a quick.
Yeah, no problem.
Have you heard this term called Henry?
No.
It is high earners, not rich yet.
Okay.
And these are individuals who are making, 90,000, maybe even in the six figures, trying to catapult themselves going forward. But I think there's a negative side that a lot of people aren't talking about, that these folks, in order to live these high-end lifestyles, they're living in debt. There's a lot of financial irresponsibility.
In this Henry?
Yes.
Okay.
Because somebody coined this term probably about 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
And it's like traveling all over YouTube now.
Okay. I'm gonna look that up. Go ahead.
So, but there are a lot of folks who try to promote, you want to be the Henry.
Okay.
Okay. But I think it's possible, but it's got to be done with some level of financial responsibility.
Are they, from what you gathered, do they sound like they're in debt doing this stuff?
They fake it. I think more of them are in debt than what they really appear. Once again, it's like if you make $100,000, but you're spending $101,000.
Right, you're in debt. You're broke. Yeah, and you can know right away like right now, if you're listening to them and what they're saying doesn't make mathematical sense, they're lying.
Right.
If it doesn't, right off the bat, if you're telling, like, I'm just listening to what you're telling me about Henry, you're already knowing that that the math doesn't make sense.
No, because you can't.
So, go ahead.
No, it's like a lifestyle that's promoted off having like the best of everything. The best shoes, the best clothes. You're constantly going out to events. I mean, it's nice to do these, but who can maintain that type of lifestyle?
No, that's a fake lifestyle. That's people that are in debt. But you got to remember this too. There's two economies. Yes. There's one that the majority can see, and there's one that people cannot see. They cannot see it because it's mathematically impossible for them to see. So if you're in a debt matrix and you're living in a debt economy, you're going to believe that there's something out there that's going to get you out of the situation you're in. That's what but people in debt. So you got to remember, the majority of people in debt are going to believe Henry is the way to live. That's how they sell it to them. So whatever Henry is, as long as it's legal, this is what I say about it, okay? Because I'm not against anybody. How I feel about Henry is irrelevant. Is what they're doing legal? Cool. It's legal. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with it. Could I personally do it? No, I couldn't do people like that. But people in debt, people that are in debt, they're being done wrong every single day of not just Henry. There's earning apps out there, college debt, credit card. Everybody's getting done when you're in debt. All they got to do is do the math, and then they'll be free. But if you're listening to it right now, if you're listening to them because you're debt free, you can hear that they don't make mathematical sense.
No, you're right.
But the majority, it must be that way. That if you want to remain free, Johnny, if you want to remain, because right now you're being debt free, you know how easy it is. Life is really not that expensive, is it? When you're debt free, not at all. It's not even expensive. But people in debt believe that.
And I paid cash for it.
Pay cash for it. See what I'm saying? Now it's done. You're not paying 2 years on a 1 week vacation. You know what I'm saying? You're not even doing that. So Henry is a necessary. If they're doing what they're doing is legal, it's necessary for us to remain free. The majority of people must remain in debt.
Okay.
But to your daughter, help your daughter understand. Just tell her, hey, if anybody tells you something financially and it doesn't make mathematical sense, it's a lie. Period.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. Any other questions? Thank you for jumping on. I appreciate that too, man.
Hey, absolutely. And
Yeah, and thanks for following, man.
hey,
You're a
yeah.
quiet one. I don't remember seeing Johnny Blaze.
No, actually, I go by a different name when I normally see you on
Gotcha.
there.
Okay. All
But
right.
I have 2 channels. But I'm going to keep sharing your message to everybody I know,
Appreciate it.
and hopefully get your channel and your business up.
Hey, and let me know, man, if I can get into a college and you want to reach and you want to bring me on, let me know. I'll make that happen.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, I'm going to bring in a special guest. He's going to talk to you about money and blah, 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 whatever. Right. But from a different perspective, and everything will be true. Everything will be factual because the math will add up.
Okay.
All right.
I got to run about the higher ups, of course, because
Of
I
course.
don't make those decisions. But
Of course. Hey, whatever it takes, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you so much. I'm going to go and hop
Thank
off.
you. Thank you, man.
No problem.
All right. That was good. Appreciate it. That's what I like. I like interactions like that, man. And I hope I answered all the questions well. And if you guys got questions during things like that, just throw them up there and we'll get to it. I see you guys talking amongst yourself. NC Briggs says, if I was in his shoes, I would pay off his house. So that way he doesn't have to worry about that. I would pay off the house too. You're right. And NC Briggs, I didn't bring that up. But if you're still listening, Johnny Blaze, honestly, this is what I would do. Okay. I know this is big, but I want you to think about it mathematically. Okay. Think about it this way. Whatever you block, look at it this way. Whatever block you're on, I guarantee you everybody on that block is calling themselves a homeowner. Guaranteed. Guaranteed everybody on your block is calling themselves a homeowner. If you paid your house off, you will be the only true homeowner on your block. And I want you to ask yourself, why is that? Why is that? Because that's how it really works. That's how it really works. So you pay your house off. Don't care about what anybody else says or thinks or whatever. You pay your house off. You are recession proof. If a recession hits and you live in a paid off house, it will not affect you. Whatever. I'll ride it out. Not a big deal. I'll ride it out. You will be the only true homeowner on your block. That is a huge statement. A house is guaranteed money, guaranteed. A paid off house, guaranteed money. If you ever got into a financial situation or you got a serious one, or you just decided, hey, I don't even want to live in this house anymore. I want to travel the world in a camper. You sell the house and do it. That's guaranteed money. Pay off your house. You will be the only one on your block that can truly call themselves a homeowner. And then when you're out of it, and if you're a person that has called yourself a homeowner while having a mortgage, you're going to think to yourself, first of all, you're going to be like, who in the world told me it was okay to keep a mortgage for 30 years? That's number one. Who said that? Who said it's normal to keep a mortgage for 30 years? The banks. Pay yours off, and man, you think you're free now? A paid off house? Oh, man. Ill Will says, you should set it up to be a guest speaker for a day or two. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to reach out to. Hey, Johnny, you got my email? Here, let me throw my email up there, Johnny, just in case you're still in here. Reach out to me. Whatever it takes, let's make it happen, man. I would love to come to your college and talk to students about student loan debt. Ill Will says, work on that honorary doctrine. Set something up with the gentleman on the phone. It's a start. That's how it starts. You're right. You're right, Ill Wills. Cosmic Wisdom says, who is on StreamYard now? At least he is trying to warn these college kids before it's too late. Yes, that is right now. If I could check it out, you guys, if I can get into a college and convince one kid out of a class to say, LJ makes total sense. That's all I need. That move alone will set that kid up for life, because you know what's going to happen? This is going to happen. If I can get a kid in college to see what get out of student loan debt, they're going to automatically start looking at the other things that they might be spending money on that they shouldn't. Oh, get out of college. Okay. Oh, damn. Car payments. If I do in the car payments, I'll have this much money. Yes. If I don't finance cell phones, I'll have to, yes. See how it adds up? Yes. Cosmic Wizard says, I've heard of Henry and he is totally right in most cases. I gotta look that up. I've never heard of that. You guys, I want you guys to understand there are so many get rich fast ways out there. There's too many to keep up with. I'm gonna look up Henry. I have no idea what that is. Something to do a video on. Hyphy says we need more instructors like man's what do you say? Man's pawn the panel. He's telling the truth. Okay, you gotta tell me what that means, Hyphy. You know me, I'm old, man. Are you using slang again? Ill Will says the brother speaking facts. That is all before taxes. Those numbers. I know people spending their bonuses before they get them. Yeah, they spending all that money, spending it. Well, you got to remember this too, Ill Wills. If a person's in debt and they get a bonus, they're still in debt. They don't realize they're in debt. They're still in debt. They didn't get a bonus of anything. Unless they take that whole bonus and drop it on their student loan debt, that's the only way that bonus comes in handy. Cosmic Wisdom says, the sad thing is this person didn't hit the metrics to get the bonus, and now he is in a jam. Yeah. Bonuses, and they take so much money. They take so many taxes out of bonuses. Ooh, I remember when I was working for Alaska Airlines in Seattle, Washington, right? I remember one year I got a $10,000 bonus. Okay. But after taxes, that thing was like $6,000 because I didn't do it right. And when you're in the debt matrix, you are trained to ignore taxes. And when I say ignore taxes, I mean like when you go buy something, say like you go buy a car for $30,000. People come and say, hey, I got this car for $30,000. You want to go, isn't it $30,000 plus tax? Then they go, yeah. Then why are you not including the tax? You paid it, right? Yeah. Then why are you not including it? People will tell you, I don't know. I don't want to think about it. Ill Will says, salute to the caller. Thank you, Johnny Blaze. Much appreciated, man. Johnny Blaze says, thank you, sir. I was doing the numbers this morning. Hey, man, these numbers always run through my head. I can't even help it. Anybody that starts talking about money, I just listen to see if they're talking debt. Those young brothers that Nicer found, oh, these guys are straight speaking debt free all day long. You guys need to go check those guys out. Go check them out. I'm going to reach out to them and see if we could do a collaboration with these young brothers, because I want to let you guys see the whole generational spectrum different. Just like Johnny Blaze was talking about his daughter going to college. These guys that I found but Nicer found, these guys are like college age, right? They're saying the same things I'm saying, but the younger generation will hear somebody that's speaking debt free within their generation, right? They're more likely to listen to them than a person like me. Dark Man says, Dr. Linnell Young. I like the sound of that. Oh, man. You start saying stuff like that, people, the trolls again. I'm like, he's not a real doctor. He's not. Oh, no. I'm not going to, no troll. You're not going to be doing any of that, trolls. No, sir. Nope. Have a marvelous day, SMD family. Nice to see you later. Hey, John. All right, Johnny. Nicer put my email in there. Ill Will says, if you make it on the college circuit, I will buy your first corduroy blazer. Oh, corduroy blazer. Ain't that funny? You know what's so funny? Did you spell that out, Ill Wills? I've been saying corduroy all my life and never bothered to learn how to spell it. I'm like corduroy blazer with elbow patches and the pipe to go with it. You better believe I'm gonna get. I already got a corduroy. No, is it corduroy? No, it's not. I have a blazer with patches on the elbows. I like that look. Hey Johnny, did you get that Nicer post in my email? I just want to make sure you got it. Hyvie says, I'm sorry, I accidentally spoke Patois, which is my natural form. Oh, I kind of figured you spoke another language, Hyvie. I'm like, he says a lot of things that I'm like, because you'll say, what is that one you always come up and say? You'll say what? WAT W or GWAAH or something you'll say. I don't know what that means. You know, what does that mean? That's something I should have asked a long time ago, honestly. And here, hey, Johnny Blaze, she put up my email right there. Please, man, reach out to me. I would love to get on the college circuit. Oh man, I would teach these kids unlike anybody else has ever teach them, and using simple math. This is what's going to make them connect with me. They're going to see my age and be like, oh, whatever, right? But once I use mathematics, they're going to say, wow, is it that easy? Yes, it's that easy. Guan. Okay. What does that mean? Or that's Ill Wills. What does that mean? Oh, okay. What's going? Whoa, you guys. What? No, wait a minute. Guan. Then what's the G? Then what's the G, Dark Man? Well, I don't get it. Yeah, you guys are throwing me off. I know I'm old, man, but you guys are what Guan equal what's going on? Then what's the G? I don't get it. What's going on? What's okay? I'm studying this too hard. Oh God. Dark Man says hyphy probably from the Caribbean. Okay. Hyphy says to Dark Man Zen Z-E-N. Okay. Ill Will says it's like spelling gnat. Okay. 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 Oh, okay. Okay. Hold up. All right. Hold up. Hold up. You're meaning to tell me there are silent letters in acronyms? Is that what you're saying, Ill Will? There's silent letters in acronyms. Okay, if that's the case, I'm not keeping up with that. This is where I'm drawing the line. I'm not doing that. I refuse to do that. There is no way I'm doing that. There's silent letters and acronyms. Is that what you're telling me? I absolutely refuse to do that. Refuse. Like psychology, stuff like that. Is that what you mean? Like just in words? DTN says, Linnell, what's going on, everybody? What's up, man? What's going on? No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean by gnat, the insect. Oh, I know what you mean. And the G is silent. I'm asking this. Now the G is silent in an insect name. And now what Hyphy is saying, are you saying that the G in Guan is silent in an acronym? Because I'm assuming Guan is an acronym. Any other questions, you guys? Let me throw this link up here again, just in case if anybody else want to jump in and jump in here and ask any questions, because I appreciate that, Johnny Blaze. That was a very, very good interaction, collaboration. I love it. And thank you for being a follower, man. You know what's so crazy? I'm starting to notice a lot of followers that are just not saying Johnny Blazes, but I guarantee you I got more followers that don't say anything, that are quiet, that follow me. Ill Will's laughing. Dark Man says Linnell's a different language, not unlike the Creole slang from New Orleans. It's just something you just know. Okay. All right. All right. I just didn't know. I don't know. I'm so concentrated on numbers. I really I really don't. See. DTN says class in session on the weekend. Yeah. Hey, we're going on 2 hours, 30 minutes. You know, the limit is 3 hours, you guys. 3 hours is the limit. Okay. See what I'm saying? Hyphy says, he jumps in and says, bless up, DTN, Wagwan. And I'm sure I'm not even saying that right? And Hyphy says that a lot. I'm just like, what the hell does that mean? You know, I never knew. It was says big things at Guam for you, baby. It's a bourgeois Baton song. Okay. All right, you guys. Hey, I'm gonna stop reading that because I think you guys are making me read this on purpose, knowing that I'm saying it wrong and it sounds crazy, and I don't know it's saying I'm saying it wrong, so I'm gonna stop. My thing is numbers, not languages. Okay. Anybody else want to jump on here and ask any questions as they if they wish? Totally up to you. There's the link to jump on to the session if you want to. Click on the link, join the stream, ask any question you wish. You know, something for me, I got to get into some school. Like, for example, the reason why I chose YouTube, and you youngsters, you tell me if I'm wrong or right. I believe right now, and tell me if I'm wrong. I believe YouTube is the largest stage, the biggest stage on the internet to get this information out. Am I wrong or right about that? In my mind, YouTube is the biggest stage. Is there anybody out here on the platform of the internet? Is there anybody bigger than YouTube right now? Come on, some young SMD family members need to tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not keeping up. Okay.
What's going on now?
Ulysses, what's going on, man?
What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
All right.
I know it's been a while since I said I was gonna, get on the live stream one day.
It has. I've been crying about that, man. I've been crying. I can't sleep at night knowing that you haven't done it yet. I couldn't sleep. What's going on, man?
Nothing. Just leaving my grandfather's house and leaving the church ground to see my grandmother.
Okay. Okay.
I was just showing my son, his grandmother before he was actually he was small when she passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just giving him a little history about her and
Okay. Okay.
he want to see a lot of other grave sites now. So it's kind of
Wow.
that's kind of with him. So
Okay. How old is your son again?
he's 7. He just had a birthday this week.
Okay. 7 years old. Brand new to earth. Brand spanking new to earth. Brand new. Don't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, man? You at work or you?
I'm actually off.
Oh, okay.
I'm off right now. I'm getting ready to head back to my hometown right now. So
Okay. All right.
I wanted to kind of talk about a few months ago. I told you that I had ended up getting a new vehicle, right?
Yes.
And
Woo, man! I couldn't sleep that night either. I was tossing and turning. I can't believe he did that. Okay, no, go ahead.
And so what happened was, I had paid cash. I had a 2000 Durango. I still got the Durango, and so I had got the Durango was I had started having some problems with it, and so how family members are. When you have an older vehicle, when everybody else paying cash, when everybody else making payments, everybody's saying, oh well, you know what, you don't put a lot of money into this vehicle. You might as well go ahead on and get something that's more up to date. But me coming from not having any debt, feeling good about because I own like I had said, I own my own home, so I don't make any payments on that. Right now, I'm just making payments on the lot, making rent payments on the lot, and so it took me a while to kind of make that purchase,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was like, I don't want to do it, I'm listening to you, Dave Ramsey, Chris Hogan, but
Mm-hmm.
none of my immediate surroundings, they didn't understand my mindset.
Right.
So, my grandfather, he was like, well, you know what, I can help you get one, I can help you get one. And I was like, well, I know you can help me get one. I'm pretty sure they can help something.
Right. Right.
The car lot, they're gonna find you something.
Of course they are.
Like, that ain't something that I want to do really. And so, long story short, I ended up, my granddad ended up co-signing for me because my credit wasn't high enough. I didn't have any credit history. But I didn't have, they were saying that I didn't have enough credit history on my, because my score was so low, I didn't have to
Mm-hmm.
open accounts really. And so I ended up purchasing the vehicle. And, right now I'm just trying to get up out of it right now. So get up
So
out of
tell me this. Tell me this. How much this new car cost you?
it was 13.
How much does it cost to fix your Durango?
It would have been cheaper than the 13.
I guarantee you it'd have been cheaper than $13,000. So it would have been cheaper to if you were in a situation, everybody's situation is different. It would have been cheaper to get a loan for $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Throw $5,000 in the Durango and roll. It would have been fixed up to brand new $5,000 in the Durango to fix whatever problem is. I guarantee you $5,000 would have fixed it. Guaranteed.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't even think about that.
Right, and that's okay. That's okay.
I said I should have called you first before I, consulted with any of my parents, grandparents, and stuff like that. So because they still in the matrix as well, and they always telling me, well, hey, you got this cheap mindset, and I'm like, no, I don't think I have a cheap. Yeah, like, they saying I got this cheap mindset, like, oh well, you can't pay cash for everything,
Oh God.
Sometimes you just gotta finance, sometimes, and I'm like, well, that ain't me. That just ain't me right now. I don't been down that road, and I don't want to keep paying, finance and everything. I don't want to do that.
Now I got to ask you something. Let me ask you something. You've been following me for well over a year now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You've been following me closely, and I appreciate it. Right now, you got in this situation with this finance car. Now financing car is a no-no. Okay. The rules of the game. You know it before your grandfather even offered you that situation. Now tell me this. What made you, and I'm not putting you down for it. I just want I want people in the room, and I want you to understand, where was your mindset at the time where better to finance a car, right? That is what made you say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyway. What made you do that?
Well, I felt pressure because
By who?
Well, with my pretty much with my family, because like from where I live, I stay maybe like 25, 30 minutes away from my job. So I stay in the county, but I don't stay in the city. And so my parents, they live closer to my occupation. And so, I was living in the home for a few days. And so, I was just getting stressful of going through that situation, And so I was like, well, you know what? I got to do something because,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I couldn't be there living with them. You know what I'm saying? And so, till I was able to get on my, till I feel like I was able to get in the position that I wanted to be back in. And so when my grandfather, he kept saying, well, hey, I can go ahead and get this for you. You won't have to worry about being involved, with living with them and all that. And so I was like, I just went ahead and made that decision. And so
Living with who? You live with your parents, you're saying?
Yeah, when my Durango, was up, when my Durango started messing up and I couldn't drive it, and so I started living with them. I started staying with them for a few days because, well, actually a couple weeks.
Just for a day. You're not living with them, not living just for a few days because your car was break down. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, because my vehicle was broke down, and so
Gotcha.
I stayed, like I said, I stayed like 30 minutes away from my job. So I was like, you know what, I don't like to depend on nobody, and so I got tired of my father, nagging pretty much like, okay, well, you need to go ahead and get out, and do your own thing, truck, big, whatever the case may be. So I didn't have cash money, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't have cash money. And so I just went ahead and made that purchase. And I was like, you know what? I can just go ahead and make it because I didn't want to finance, like a 2020 or 2019. I didn't want to do nothing like that serious.
Right.
So I wanted to have, get something where I can, go ahead on and pay it off as quickly as possible.
What is the percentage rate on your loan?
I think they did it at. Wait a minute, son. I think they did it at 9%. It was at 9%.
Are you guessing or you know?
Well, I have to look at the sheet, but when I looked at it, it was like at maybe 9.9%. That's what the percentage said. But with my APR, the guy said it would have been, close to 20, and I was like, that ain't nothing that I'm trying to get or do. And so once my granddaddy co-signed with me, it dropped it big time.
And what is your Durango doing? Just sitting somewhere?
It's in my yard.
Do you know what's wrong with it?
I need a CV. I think it's like a CV joint, some front end repair. I need some stuff done to the power steering, and then I don't have any AC or heat. Both of that had ran out, and so I was like, you know what? I got my son with me, and I need to go ahead and just.
Okay, so let me tell you something. Okay, this is now I'm just listening to what you're saying. Okay, so this is for you. Okay.
Okay.
Now I already know you know what you're doing. You got your own business. My concern is this, and you got a place that you don't even pay rent on, right? You live at somewhere you don't pay rent.
That's right. I just pay rent for the lot fee.
Right. So, but you don't have like a regular mortgage rent to the actual place. You just place where you're. Now, I think like this: if you don't have rent, you got your own business, and you're not in debt. Where's your money going?
Well, with the window cleaning, I don't get as much business as I would like to.
Right.
I do.
That's how it works. Don't worry about that. That's how it works. But you have a regular job too, though, right?
I have a regular job too.
So where's your money going from your regular job and a little bit of money coming from your window business? Where's it going?
That's all going to, my necessities, as far as the bills and everything,
You need to get with me, DTN. You need to get with me, man. Stop messing around. Come. Let me make a plan for you. Because I don't want to see you stray, man. You are too close to freedom.
Yeah.
I promise you. There's something I see, and I know you. You're this close. It's like right here, and you're letting and the stress of debt. I want you to pay close attention to something. The stress of debt made you make the decision of financing that truck. It cornered you into a place to make you feel like you had no other choice. But here I am saying, hey, how much would it cost to fix your truck? Maybe a couple thousand, maybe 3,000. Right. And the first thing I think is this: how come you don't have $5,000, $3,000 sitting in your bank account for stuff like that? Because that's what's okay. That's why my truck. My truck's a 1995. If it breaks down, guess what I'm gonna do? Take it to the shop and say, hey, I don't know what's wrong with it. Fix it. I don't care. Hey, it's your joints. It's this, the Stevie. I'm gonna be like this. I don't care. Fix it. Fix everything that's wrong with it. I know nothing about mechanics. Fix it. It's going to be way less than financing a car. And so what happens? So in the bigger picture, what I'm saying is that you just succumb to the pressure of debt. That's all. That's nothing more than that. Because logically, it would have cost you less to fix your Durango than other. So if you want to do this, now that you're in the truck, you can do two things. You can say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and fix up this truck and sell it and take that money that you sell the Durango for and drop it all on the new truck.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? If you really like the new car, you don't want to keep the Durango, sell the Durango, take all that money and drop it on the truck. That way you're going to be that much closer to getting out of a 9-10% loan on a car. Because remember, like I always say, when you finance the car, guess what else you're financing, DTN?
The taxes.
You're financing the taxes too. The tax you can see and the tax you cannot see. You're getting taxed twice. All right?
Yes, sir.
I don't want to do that again, man, ever.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that again.
Don't listen to people in debt. Don't even care if it's your family, your mama, your daddy, your cousin, your grandfather. Don't listen to people in the debt matrix ever, ever. Okay?
Yes, sir. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, man, Linnell got more influence on me on my mind right now than my family right now. So, but I know that, you know, from his point of view and my point of view, I know that it's the correct thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as them being out of debt, you know.
And think about it, man. Your family loves you. That's why they co-sign for you, right? They love you. They don't logically know that they're putting you in debt. They're not doing that on purpose. They're not saying, "Hey, I know I love my grandson, but I'm gonna go ahead and put him in debt on purpose." They're not thinking like that. They don't know that they're putting you in debt. They don't know that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So they're not doing it on purpose. It's just what they know as they were raised. That's it. Nothing more than that. You know, so that's how powerful. I want you to see this because that's how powerful it is. Here are people that love you. They don't know they made you a slave to the bank now. They don't know they didn't say, "Hey, I'm gonna put my grandfather, I'm gonna put my grandson in bondage to the bank." Okay, grandson, you are now a slave. Go ahead and drive your truck. They didn't say that. They're not thinking like that. Okay, they don't know that. Only you know that. See what I'm saying? You're on the right track, DTN. You got your own window cleaning business. You're on the right track. You're this close. This is just that was a test. That breakdown of your truck was a test. Okay. Is he going to come back? Is the debt matrix is always going to test you. It don't want you to go. The debt matrix don't want you to go to DTN. You think it's going to let you go that easy? The debt matrix is not going to let you go that easy. It's going to throw out some bait. Here, let me throw this at him. Let me let's see. Let's break down his truck. See if he falls for it. Got him. I got me a big Ulysses. Oh yeah. Oh my God. I got. So just take it as a learning lesson. Don't feel bad about it.
Okay. Yeah, I will. And like I said, you know, I'm just because right now I got more time than I got money, pretty much. So I want to make sure I go ahead and do the best I can to go ahead and pay it off as quickly as possible. You know, I'm not be like that. You know what I'm saying? For years.
Is that your only debt now? The truck is your only debt, right?
Yes, sir. I got that the vehicle, and then I got like two payday loans. But
Okay.
they both what I screenshot, what I screenshot and sent to you on IG. Those are the only debts that I do have.
Get rid of them payday loans, man. Get away from those. Get rid of those payday loans. If you have to sell your Durango to do it, get out of those payday loans. Get rid of those bad boys. Those are bad news. Bad news bears right there.
Okay.
Bad news. Those are they're taking full advantage of you. Those places are bad news. That should be telling you something. If you're getting payday loans and you're financing trucks, that should tell you something. Okay, there's something going on in your finances that you're doing something. You're doing, and I can make this plan for you, man. You need to go ahead and take that step. You're ready, Ulysses. Let me lay out the plan for you, and then I just say, Ulysses, follow this plan, and you'll be free.
Okay. What all you would need from me?
I'll email that to you. Okay, because you're slightly different. I know you don't feel like it, but you're not like the majority. Okay, you're not. Your age, your own business, you own your place. You're in a very different situation than most. Okay, because I know it feels like because you're only thinking about money individually. Everybody only thinks about their own situation. I always think about it collectively. I look at DTN. You don't got that much debt. It just seems like it.
Yeah, and I couldn't fathom when he was like, "Well, I don't think about money." I'm like, "Well, how do you not think about money?"
Ain't that funny? That's funny. You don't. Hyphy. Hey, Hyphy, tell him. Hyphy, tell him. How often do you think about money, Hyphy? I don't even think about money. I mean, okay, let me take that back. When rent's due, I have to pay my electric bill, maybe, because I see the amount and I say, okay, I got to pay that. Then after I pay all my bills, I don't think about it until next month. I don't think about money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not rich.
Huh? I was telling someone at my job that I want to be able to pay my bills within a year. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard you say like
by the year. Mm-hmm.
By the year. And I said I feel like I got I feel like I can do that. You know what
You
I'm
can.
saying? And paying by the month or whatever. So I was like,
I'm
man,
gonna teach you to get away from the monthly mentality.
Yeah. And so a lot of people saying that I'm different because they don't understand the mindset that I have. Yeah. Yeah, so a lot of people just feel like I'm different, like, well,
You
I'm weird.
are. You are. You're
Like,
good weird. You're debt. You know what kind of weird? You're a debt-free weird.
mhm.
I embrace that. I don't care if people call me aliens. I don't care what you say, debt people in the debt matrix. I don't listen to anybody in the debt matrix. I don't care what they call me. When they speak debt, I'm telling you, Ulysses, when they speak debt to you, ignore them. Don't even pay attention. Don't respond. Don't say anything.
Okay. Yeah. Because it ain't gonna work. You know what I'm
It ain't.
saying? So I just have to because recently I was doing, giving my brother, like $10, $20 here and there. But I'm
Older or
like,
younger brother? Older or younger?
it's a younger brother,
Okay.
and I was telling him, I was like, you don't have to try to get, if you asking me for $10, why are you trying to get an iPhone 11, or why did you get the iPhone 11? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you need to rethink your process of thinking when you think about money like that.
This is what you say. I know it's hard to do, but this is what you say to situations like that. If your brother come to you, say, "Hey, can I borrow $10, Ulysses?" You go, "Hey, is that a new iPhone 11?" Then he's gonna say, "Yeah," and then you say, "No." They're gonna say, "How come you're not gonna let me borrow the $10?" Because you have an iPhone 11 in your hand. That's why. No.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna
Yeah.
look, and it's gonna make them think. What do you mean? Because you financed a cell phone. That's why you're asking me to borrow $10.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Now, before I got this vehicle, everybody was saying, "Well, man, you got all the money. You ain't got no bills. They you should have, thousands of dollars.
Uh-huh.
And so, it was like, well, you should have thousands of dollars. I mean, you ain't got no bills. You ain't got no iPhone 11. I mean, you ain't got nothing. Well, your money, why you can't give me $100 or something like that?"
Mm.
And I'm like, well, I can't be giving you money just to give it to you, just because you think I got it.
Well, you got to remember this. When you get out of debt, okay, this is the number one rule. When you get out of debt, you can't tell people in debt that you have no debt, because you know why? They're going to think since you have no debt, you can loan them money.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of them asking, "Hey, man, how did you get out of debt?" They're going to say, "Since you have no debt, you can loan that money to me." So you can't tell them anything. You can't say anything. You have to be quiet. This is what you got to do, Ulysses. You got to pretend you're one of them. If they start talking about student loan debt, this is what you do. Ooh, yeah, man, that student loan debt crisis is crazy. Oh, man, these bill collectors are following me. Then you go, "Oh, yeah, man, that's why I don't answer my phone, man. These bill collectors, man." You got to pretend like you're one of them. So
Okay.
if you pretend like you're one of them, they won't ask you to borrow money because they'll believe you're in the same situation as them. That's how you got to do it.
Now, I know I did almost make the biggest financial mistake. I felt like of my life when I was married at the time to my son's mother, and her parents was looking for a house, and we was looking for a new house. Well, my wife was looking for my then wife wanted a new house. You know how you were saying like that's a emotional purchase, and so man, I would have been in some crap right about now if I would have got that purchase, and
Mm-hmm.
it came pretty close. It had came pretty close, but the mindset that I have now, I wouldn't make any rapid decisions like of a purchase that big.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Well, I
I just
made
want to
that
make sure.
so you can understand. I made that mistake twice in my life when I was your age, in my 30s. I did it. You stopped yourself. I did it. I believed it. I made an
Mm-hmm.
emotional purchase twice on two homes. I have not a clue what type of, I mean, I know now what type of mortgage I had, but when I got them, I didn't even know what type of mortgage I was getting. I believed the hype. If I got a mortgage and I got a house, I'm a homeowner. I believed it. I believed it twice and lost both times.
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I said I had wanted to jump on this live And I was like, I know I told Linnell I was gonna jump on. I think he probably think I'm avoiding him. I said, let me go ahead.
No, I don't think that, man. Money sensitive. People think, people think the mistakes they make, they think it's only them. They think they're the only one doing wrong with money. But when all you got to do is Google national total student loan debt, total credit card debt, total car loan debt, you will clearly see that it's not just you. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So don't worry about it, man. This is just a lesson learned. Take care of it. I can create the plan for you, man, and get you out. And then you got to keep it to yourself. You can't tell people in debt that you're out of debt.
And right now, I'm trying to get my girlfriend on the same page, so, we kind of, we trying to, I'm talking it out with her. We're going to see, because it may not, long term, it might not,
Well, you gotta remember this. She's not gonna believe you if you ain't doing it. If you just finance the car, she's gonna be like, what are you talking about? You got to finance car. So she's not gonna believe you. How you gonna tell her something that you're not doing? You got to do it. You got to say, hey, I don't have car payments. No, I don't got no payday loans. I don't got none of that. And then that's the only time she's gonna listen, because if she's in a debt matrix and you're doing the same thing she's doing while living, she's not gonna listen to you.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Don't run from me. Let me create that plan for you. You're this close. You're this close, man. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
All right, man.
All right. Appreciate it, Linnell.
No problem. Have a good one.
All right.
All right.
Who is that?
His son said, who is that? Hyphy says, what LJ just did was to hold DTN accountable. It's tough love, but it's necessary, and I promise DTN will thank LJ later. You know what's, Hyphy? I've been knowing Ulysses for a while now, so he knows whatever I say to him is coming from nothing but love. It's not. Trust me, he knows that I'm not saying, hey, you're bad, you're dumb. No. I'm just telling him the view from the other side. He knows. And Ulysses, look at this. Hyphy says, I usually go 6 weeks without logging into my bank accounts or credit card sites. And I don't have to limit myself when it comes to entertainment, trips, and vacations. See what I'm saying? When I say I don't think about money, I'm not saying it because I'm rich. I'm not saying it. I'm saying once you get out of debt, money is not the focal point of your life every single day. It's just not. You're no longer scared of your mailbox. You're no longer scared of not having enough money for something, because you spend money differently. You don't spend it like people in debt. That's the difference. You don't spend it like people in debt. All right, you guys, it's 3 hours. We got to wrap this up. I got to get ready to meet a subscriber of mine. I'm going to meet them at a coffee at a Starbucks out here in South Carolina, and yeah, this is gonna be my first. Is this the first person I've met outside of? Yeah, I think this is the first person I'm gonna meet outside of the channel. Yeah. See what I'm saying, Hyphy? See what I'm saying, Hyphy? Nothing but love since 2007. Damn, it's been since 2017. Really, Ulysses? It's been 3 years now. That's crazy. Wow. Hyphy says, if DTN doesn't mind, can I give him an outside assessment? Of course. He knows it's nothing but love, Hyphy. This is what I like about Hyphy, okay? You guys might think he's being hard and raw to some people that step in the room. He's really not. Okay, he's really not. He's just saying what is. When you say what is and you say the truth, it sounds like that to people who are maybe not ready to hear it. DTN, I'm not talking about Ulysses, DTN. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about other people that may take Hyphy's advice the wrong way. Okay, so go ahead, Hyphy. Give DTN a couple. Give him some stuff. It's probably more like 18. I think it's 18. It's been a couple years. I believe that. Ill Will's baby face is the nickname. I know he do got a baby face, man. He's 27, 20. What are you, 27, 28 now, DTN? When you hit 30, ain't nobody gonna believe you're 30. So I'm gonna hold off on cutting off this YouTube session until I hear from Hyphy. So take your time, Ivy, no rush. 28. Woo. Oh, Ulysses, you need to see me, because what I'm about to share with you at age 28, I wish to God somebody would have told me this information. Oh, I wish somebody would have told me that at 28. Oh my God. Elijah Jones says Hyphy is quite knowledgeable indeed. What a blessing. Yes, he is. What's up, Elijah? Hyphy says, DTN, when LJ asked you, where's the rest of your money going, you kind of started stumbling and mumbling. That's when I knew that you're not giving it 100% effort and there's some holes. See what I'm saying? That's exactly. Hyphy is exactly right. When you're, listen, for those of you guys that are watching this, listen, when you're out of debt, you hear differently when it comes to money. You hear it differently. And that's exactly what I heard. When I asked Ulysses, what is he doing with his money? He started mumbling and stumbling. That means it's going somewhere. That means you don't know where your money's going. That means, and people in debt, they don't really know that they're doing that. But that's why I ask those type of questions. Where's your money going? You have no rent. You know, 13,000. It costs you less than 13,000 to fix your Durango, right? Why would you do that? If you know it costs, let's just say $3,000 to fix your Durango. Now, for Ulysses, this is what I want you to. First, I'm gonna tell you what people in debt say. Okay, I guarantee you, people in debt, your family members tell you this. Hey, why are you gonna put this amount of money in a car that's not worth that amount of money, that you're just throwing your money away by fixing up a car that's not even worth the money? That people in debt speak like that. That's debt speak. So they say their alternative to that is say, why don't you just put yourself in debt for this $13,000 and you'll be better off? That doesn't make any mathematical sense whatsoever. Only people in debt talk like that. Now, when you don't have a mortgage or rent or anything, and you don't have the money to fix up the Durango, that's where you should stick right there. You should say something yourself to Ulysses. How come I don't have the money to fix? How come I don't have the cash to fix my Durango? Once you solve that issue, once you solve that problem, that's the problem, and it'll be forever fixed. DTN says my check handles all my expenses. Now, I want you to hear yourself there too, DTN. Why does your check handle your expenses? How come you just don't have money in the bank that handles your expenses? How come your check needs to handle your expenses? You should have money in the bank that handles your expenses, not your check. Hyphy says, in your finances, you don't have, okay, he's continuing on. Holes in your finances, you don't have to speak of them publicly, but the fact that you're admitting them is good enough. Exactly. You don't have to speak it out in the room. You don't have to tell me anything about your finance. Those are personal, but just the way you speak and the way I'm hearing you, I already know. Oh, DTN says that's why I keep my facial. Hey man, it's good to look like a baby. Don't. Hey, your youth, you keep it as long as you can. DTN says I have 2 payday loan accounts and do some fun activities on the weekends plus takeout. Cut down on the fun activities. Stop doing the fun activities until you get them payday loans and get rid of those, because I think payday loans are high fee. Payday loans, what are they paying? Like they paying 300% on those? 400% on payday loans? It's some ridiculous amount of money. Ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. Their payday loans are taking advantage of you, DTN. They're taking full advantage of you. Even if you have to sell the Durango as is to pay off those payday loans, do it. Do it. It's costing that Durango, believe it, that Durango's costing you money just sitting there. If you're still paying insurance on it, if you're still paying the tabs on it, you're still paying for it, even though it's sitting there. That's money out of your pocket. Sell it. You need to come see me, DTN. Stop messing around. Okay. You've been knowing me too long. You've been knowing me too long. And I know, Ulysses, I know for a fact It had to have been. You've been following me too long. I know for a fact when your grandfather offered you that loan to buy that truck, I know I popped in your head. I know I did. I know I did. I know I did, because you know that. Let me ask LJ before I go sign it. You know I was going to say, hell no, you better not do that. No. And that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. DTN says, I'm working on getting my income up, though, and putting in more in hours. Interest rates are the holes in your bank account. Okay. Now you're working for the payday loan, and you're working for the bank. Okay. You owe them money. So that's who you're working for right now. You're working for the car, and you're working for the payday loans. DTN says, right now I got more free time than money. Now remember, time is more valuable than money. If you got more time, that means you got the most important thing on earth right now is time. That's the most valuable thing on earth. You have the time to make as much money, to figure out how to make as much money as you wish, because you have the time to do so. Okay. Ill Will says, DTN, you will persevere, good brother. Keep your head up. You can do it. Oh yeah, DTN. He already knows how to do it. Hey, we ain't saying nothing new to him. He knows. He knows. He got his own business and everything. I know you appreciate it. Yes, you popped it in my head. I know I did. There was no way. When you told me you financed that truck, I was like, there was no way Ulysses didn't think about me before he accepted that offer from his grandfather. I know it. There was no way you didn't. Hyphy says, don't worry, DTN. One day I'm going to come in here and tell you guys something dumb I was doing, though I knew better. Watch. Hyphy will be exposed. Yeah. And you know what? This is when I say to DTN what I'm telling you, I did it. The house thing, you guys heard him when he was married. He's about to buy a house with his wife, blah, blah, blah. He stopped it. I did it twice. I finance cars. I got a new car, listening to people in the debt matrix say, hey, why are you going to put this money in that old car? It ain't even worth that, blah, blah, blah. And then you just fall for it, and then you just go get a new car. It's the stupidest thing. It's so dumb. I was just listening to people in debt. Ill Will says, no doubt you said you have time. Try to solicit some extra business with your skills. Yeah, he got his own window business. Okay, we got another person coming up here. One second. Ooh, we're going on over 3 hours, people. I hope you guys don't mind, okay? Let me pull on this person up. Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yes, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. What's going on? Thank you for joining. Appreciate it.
Thank you for allowing me to come on real quick.
Yeah.
NC Worker.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, NC Worker. I'm sorry. This is NC Worker, everybody.
You're fine. Would you say that it will also, with your advice, go well with those who may be in debt medically, like those who have medical dollar bills and things of that nature?
That's a good question. For those of you that can hear him, he said, would I advise, say that question one more time. Let me make sure I'm clear.
How are you going about your advice for financial freedom? Will you go about it the same way in as far as for medical reasons, like for medical bills and things of that nature?
You mean if you have medical bills?
Yes.
This is what I suggest. Okay? Add up all your medical bills, okay? If it will take you longer than 10 years to pay off that medical debt, I would suggest you file Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Because why I say this? Because of this. It'll take 10 years for bankruptcy to get off of your credit report. 10 years, Chapter 7, not 13, not any of those. I'm only talking about Chapter 7. Okay. File Chapter 7 bankruptcy. If that debt, whatever that debt is, will take you more than 10 years to pay off, you file Chapter 7. That's what it's there for. Chapter 7 will get you to zero. Once you get to zero, you never allow that to happen again. You never go into debt, never use credit cards again, never finance cars again. Chapter 7 is a get to start over free card. Chapter 7 will bring you to zero, wipe out all medical debt, all of it. You will be free.
See, now, that's very interesting you said it, because most people only heard of either chapter 13 or chapter 11 when it comes down to business. No one ever tells you about any other chapter.
Chapter 13, let me tell you what chapter 13 is. Chapter 13 is a business. Chapter 13 is a way to make more payments. So think about it this way. Chapter 13 is a type of structured bankruptcy that will put you on to make payments to pay off your debt over 3 to 5 years. So let me get this straight. So somebody that couldn't keep up with their payments are somehow going to follow the payment plan of chapter 13. That's not going to happen. No, it's not. It's not going to happen. No. Chapter 13. And most of the people in debt think if they get a chapter 13, they get to keep their stuff. They believe they get to keep the stuff that they don't even own.
Wow.
See what I'm saying? They don't even own it. They want to keep their cars, the house, this and that. They don't even own it. So you're not really keeping anything. You just think you are. You don't even own it. Chapter 7 will free you. That's why it's so hard to get. Not everybody can get chapter 7, but a lot of people don't know that chapter 7 will free you. Go ahead. I want to keep interrupting you. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Not to give it. So how would one go about obtaining chapter 7? Or what would one have to do?
Go see a bankruptcy lawyer. Okay. Go check out a bankruptcy lawyer. I want you to, and when you go do that, I want you to see 3 of them. Don't just pick one and go with them. I want you to see all. I want you to go check out 3 different bankruptcy lawyers, because you got to understand this. I'm not saying all bankruptcy lawyers are like this, but it's about money and it's about business. Okay. And they know if you're coming to file bankruptcy, they know you're desperate and you're going to accept anything or take anything. When you go see a bankruptcy lawyer, don't let them see that you're desperate. That's number 1. Don't let them see that. Number 2, you let them know that you're evaluating 3 different lawyers. Don't let them pressure you to go with them. You say, no, I'm going to go check out 2 more lawyers, 1 more lawyer, or whatever, however you want to say it. But let them know that you are shopping for a lawyer. Okay. And what they're going to do, they're going to let you know if you can get a chapter 7 or not. Because every state has what's called a means test. They'll determine if you even qualify for a chapter 7. And if you got tons of medical debt and it'll take you 10 years or longer to pay it off, you're probably going to get approved for chapter 7. Don't worry about what people in the debt matrix say, thinking you're a loser for filing chapter 7. Don't worry about what they say. Don't worry about what anybody says. Those are people in debt talking about, they're basically saying you should stay in debt like them. Don't listen to them. Okay.
I think when it comes down to finances and credit, a lot of people really don't know. And even people who sometimes are in that field really don't know, like how to keep out of debt. But it seems like everyone knows how to stay in debt.
Correct. And that's on purpose. You know why, NC Worker? This whole economy wouldn't work if the majority of people didn't believe debt was the way of life. I teach people how to get out of it. And once you're out of it, you won't even think about it again. You'll put it this way. Once you get out of the debt matrix, you create your own business. You'll know exactly how to sell people in debt. Sell to people in debt. You'll know exactly how to sell them. All you got to do is promise them that they can get, like the majority of people that sell people ways of getting out of debt, they're just promising something that they can do for themselves. Just apply the math that you learned in grade school to your finances and you'll be financially free. That's how simple it is, NC Worker. The math we learned in grade school, apply it to your finances and you will always win with money. Doesn't it sound so simple? Doesn't that sound simple? It sounds too simple, right?
It does. Yeah.
It sounds so simple that it can't be true, right? It sounds so simple that it can't be true.
Right.
That is exactly how it works. Know how I know this? Because math would not work with math and money are one. You can't, if you don't know how to count, you can't count money, right?
Right.
If math didn't exist, you couldn't count money. So that's how I know it works.
That's
Get,
very interesting.
yeah, get chapter 7. If you can get chapter 7, get it.
In the event that if one couldn't get chapter 7, what would be the next step for them then?
Come see me. Because once you get to 0, you're going to be like a newborn baby. This is the best way I can describe. And Hyphy, if you got some better words, throw them up there. But when you get to 0, like, for example, have you been in debt all your life?
Well, predominantly, probably, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you've been in debt all your life, I'm telling you that I'm not. So there's a life outside of debt. And once you get to 0, you're going to be like a newborn baby in this world. Okay. You're not going to know what to do. You're going to have nobody to ask. You know why? Because everybody around you is in debt. They're not going to be able to give you the advice that you're going to need to live now debt free. This is where you come to me and I can show you, hey, do this. This is why this is why you do this. This is why you do that. This is why. And I'm a justify it all with mathematics. Once you get to 0, you need to come back and see me, because guess what? There's going to be hardly anybody else you can go talk to. If you've been in debt all your life, you only speak debt. I promise you.
You know, that's pretty true. I've heard some things that it's some of the things that you have spoke of saying. I've heard people tell me those things. You know, well, everybody has debt, or you'll never get out of debt, or you know, just stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, well, then what's the purpose of having this stuff then? If all you're going to keep paying, like, I don't want to keep paying everything forever. You know, eventually I do want, you know, something I can truly call my own. And
I'm saying this to you, NC Worker. The people that say that, they live in the debt matrix. Only people in debt believe that debt is part of life. Only people in student loan debt believe everybody has student loans. Only people they know. Everybody's not in debt. Everybody doesn't have student loan debt, credit card debt, car payments. That's not true. That's not true. Everybody, what they mean to say is this, NC Worker, everybody they know. Go ahead. You got it.
Okay. That is very true. That's very true. It seems like it's just this big old wheel that just keeps hamster, just keeps going and going and going, circling around. It's like everywhere you go, it's like predominantly everyone is, like you said, this, you know, this matrix type deal of debt.
That's true. But
yeah, I guess sometimes people may take, and sometimes I guess people.
Oh, go ahead.
You hear me? Oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I guess sometimes too, people feel like, well, if I'm in debt, why can't you be in debt? Or why you got to be the one to not be in debt? You know, maybe they feel like that way. I don't know.
Yeah, those are feelings. It doesn't matter how they feel. Doesn't people in the debt matrix? You got to ignore them. It's a hard. Now, don't get me wrong, NC Worker. If you've been in debt all your life, it's a hard fact. It's a hard pill to swallow. Okay. You'll be like, you're going to go through because when you, I want you to understand, once you file bankruptcy, right, and you need to come see me because you're going to go through a lot of phases. Once you get to 0, you know what you're going to start doing? Because it happened to me. You're going to start thinking about all the things that you financed. You're going to think about all the people that told you wrong financial information. All that's going to go through your brain, and you're going to get angry. You're going to get mad. You know why? Because you're going to have realized how easy it is to become a millionaire. You're going to be mad at yourself. You're going to be like, oh, man, I was taking advice from this dude because he had a nice house and a nice car and a nice watch. I thought he had money. No, none of that means anything. None of that means nothing. Just you see somebody driving a nice car, you're going to automatically assume that that they have money. Or you see a doctor, you're going to automatically assume that because they're a doctor, they have money. None of that means nothing. That only means something in a debt matrix.
Yeah, that's very true, very true. I
Mm-hmm.
think too often we get in our minds that, well, if so and so is doing this or that, or depending on their profession,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever possession they have, they may think that, oh, well, they're doing all right then.
Yeah.
But that's like you said, that's not always the case. Sometimes the person that's driving the 1990 Corolla is
Mm-hmm.
doing well better financially than the person that has the new Benz.
Yes. You want to know an easy way to spot those people that are doing it right? This is the easy way to spot them. See if they're driving an older car, but it's really, really clean. Say like they're driving an older Toyota Corolla, but that bad boy it's clean. The paint's good, the tires are brand new. You look on the inside, it's clean. That's a hint. I drive a 1995 GMC two-door. GMC Yukon GT two-door. It's 25 years old this year. 25. And that thing doesn't look like it's 25 years old. Doesn't look like it is. Here's a picture of it. You want to see it? There it is. There it is right there. That's it. That thing looked 25 years. That thing looked 25 years old to you?
No, it does not.
That's why, because I ain't got no debt. So anything that goes wrong with it, I fix it. This past summer. Oh, go ahead. You got it.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
No,
okay.
This is for you. Go ahead, man. This is for you.
Oh, thank you. How does the plan for Chapter 7 affect one's credit? Like, does it drop it down? Like, how does that work?
Yes, it's going to devastate it. It's going to blow it up like an atomic bomb. But it doesn't matter. You're at zero. You'll be at zero debt. And let me explain something to you. And I'm glad that's a very good question. It doesn't matter your credit score if you have zero debt. Because if you have zero debt, you have cash. Every check you get from your job will now be yours. Imagine this, NC worker. Imagine if the only thing you had to pay was your rent, electric bill, and your water bill. How much money would you have if that was the only thing you had to pay? How would that feel?
A lot more.
How would that feel?
So great.
That's what it's like. That's what it's like
to
live financially free. That's what it's like. You won't even care about your credit score because guess what? You're not going to be paying full price for anything anymore because you have cash. And guess how you get to buy things when you have cash? You get to buy things for half the price from people in debt with cash because they're in debt. See what I'm saying? Oh, you kind of breaking up a little bit, man. I can barely hear you. Barely hear you.
Okay. All right, hang on. Are you hearing me better now?
Yeah, I can hear you better.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
What I was saying was that sometimes we get so focused about having good credit that just because you have good credit doesn't mean you're not in debt.
Nope.
But I think sometimes we always associate that people that have good credit are in debt because they have good credit.
Correct. Yeah, that's exactly correct. You're exactly right.
So it doesn't make any sense because if you have good credit, that just means you're paying things on time. But what you're paying is for something that you can't pay for completely. So
correct.
You're paying on it. So
correct.
So you're technically still in debt.
Mm-hmm. Everything you're saying, NC worker, is exactly correct. Exactly. That's why it doesn't mean anything. Credit scores, when I see a person's credit score, that means absolutely nothing to me. It means if you got a high credit score, that means the banks like you. If you got a low credit score, that means the banks don't like you. That's all it means. It means nothing else than that. Nothing. That's it. Nothing else. Get out of debt, man. If I was you, if you are deep in medical debt and you can't pay that off in the next 10 years of your life, go to see 3 different lawyers, shop around and ask for Chapter 7. That will free you. Chapter 7 is there. Chapter 7 is there for a reason, for people who wake up, not for the people that's going to get Chapter 7 and go straight back into credit card debt. No, it's not for those type of people. It's for people that have woken up before filing and realizing that Chapter 7 will get them to 0. 0 is the ultimate goal you need to get to, NC worker. Not 1 million, not 1 billion, not 1 trillion. 0.
And I have to see. I have to look at some things now that you that gave me those good words of wisdom. I have to go check up some things, look at some records and stuff. And what I'm going to do is look at everything that I'm paying or have to owe for and put it all together, almost like a budget, and then go from there.
Have you seen me yet? Have you scheduled a consultation with me yet?
I haven't. This is like really one of the. This I've only known you maybe like a month or so, maybe like 2 months. I know I got somehow you got recommended to me. I think sometime late this past year. So
okay,
yeah, I'm pretty new to everything.
See my website going at the bottom there? You need to come see me for a consultation, man. It's free, 30 minutes free. We can talk about what you need to, and I can lay out the plan. So this would be best for you because I've done this for a couple of clients, okay, that have went and filed Chapter 7, okay? So I get all your finances together, put it in an organized fashion, and then if it comes to the conclusion that you are a good candidate for Chapter 7, it'll all be ready for you. You just take that paper to your lawyer and say, lawyer, this is my finances right here. This is everything. This is what I need to take care of, and then you can go from there. You don't have to worry about anything else. If you're ready to see, if you're in debt, you're ready to see me. Don't worry about anything else. We just talk for those 30 minutes, and then I'll know what to do from there. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to come on and ask you these questions. Thank you very much.
You are welcome, man. Thank you for following me, and thank you for trusting me enough to even ask me this questions. Much appreciated. Okay.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, we're going on 3 hours, 30 minutes. Okay, I got to get off here. I got to get ready to go meet this person too. And I ain't even. All right. Ill Will says, no doubt you said you have the time to try to solicit some extra business with your skills. Talking to DTN. DTN says, Linnell, honest opinion, do you think I should even be in a relationship, right? I left one relationship last year that the girl couldn't understand. Let's put it this way, DTN. If you're getting out of debt, it really doesn't matter if you're going to be in a relationship or not. That really has nothing to do with anything. But if you're with a person and you're trying to get out of debt and this person doesn't care about being in debt, you're wasting your time. It'll never work. It will. I promise you, it'll never work. Unless she's on the board with you about getting out of debt, it will never work, and you're wasting your time. I promise you. Because if she's in a debt matrix and you get out of debt and she doesn't care about being in debt, guess what she's going to think? She's going to keep stacking her bills. I'm not saying her specifically. I'm just talking in general. If you get out of debt and she stays in debt, you know what she's going to think? You have extra money to pay some of her bills. That's what's going to happen. She's going to say, wait a minute, you got the extra money. You can help me pay my bills. That's what's going to happen. Don't do it. Ill Will says, salute to the caller. I am Brandon. Good afternoon, Brother Linnell. Welcome. I am Brandon. Appreciate it. We're 3 hours, 30 minutes in. This is the longest session I've ever gone, man. My legs are asleep. Hyphy says, NC has been flooded with the debt is normal. Oh, North Carolina has been debt with the debt is normal speech so many times in life, along with everyone around him. been in debt. Oh, he's talking about NC. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me reread that. Okay. NC has been flooded with the debt is normal speech so many times in life, along with everyone around him being in debt, that he started believing into something he knew was a lie. That's exactly the truth. And I'm going to tell you guys the honest truth. The majority of people must remain in debt for this economy to work. The whole economy would not work if the majority of people didn't believe in credit and debt. It wouldn't work. The whole economy would crash. How can I say that? I'll tell you how I can say that. Because if everybody knew what I was telling you, there would be nobody left to finance cars, clothes, shoes, credit cards maxed out, student loans. There'd be nobody, because we wouldn't finance phones. You just don't do. There would be nobody left to finance things that go depreciate in value. There'll be nobody left. All right, you guys, we got to get off. It's 3 hours, 30 minutes. I am tired. I got to get ready for this meeting. And I appreciate it, man. And you know what? I'm going to ask the person. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm glad to start meeting subscribers, man. This person lives here in South Carolina, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be an awesome meeting. It's 2 o'clock here. I got to meet this person at 4. So let me get off here. I got to get ready. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for participating. Thanks you for the callers that called in. Much appreciated. Hyphy, appreciate it as always, man. You helped me out a lot. I am Brandon Ill Wills, DTN. Oh, Ill Wills too. Much shout out to Ill Wills for sure. All right, DTN, you're doing good, man. You need to come see me. Stop messing around. You're already there. NC Worker, thank you for jumping on. You need to come see me before you go file this chapter. I want you to be prepared. I want you to walk in with a piece of paper, because I guarantee you this. Before I say this, NC Worker, you come see me. I will get your finances together. I guarantee you this. When you walk in with this paper, I guarantee you the lawyer will never have had anybody walking in the file chapter with this type of information. They're going to know. They're going to be like, oh, who is this person talking to? Especially if you walk in with this paper and say you're evaluating 3 lawyers, they're going to be like, oh, why are you doing that? They're going to have questions. You think I'm lying? Go do it. All right. You guys have a wonderful day, wonderful Saturday. Thank you for your all participation. I really appreciate it. Even though it's 3 hours, 30 minutes, man, I love it. All right. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Saturday. All right. See you later.